He said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation.
Explicitly saying that is fucking wild.
He would throw his phone at me, which caused me to get a black eye, but oh, it's an accident.
How do you accidentally throw something at a person consistently?
If we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour.
That's psychotic behavior.
He threw his phone and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better.
She can't even be proud of herself.
He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
This is pathetic, dude. When he feels like someone's better than him, he doesn't try to rise to the occasion and be better than them. He tries to bring them down to his level and like destroy them.
We were just talking and I was crying a lot. He tried to climb on top of me and aggressively.
What would even make you want to have sex with somebody who's crying? There has to be so much more to this. We're getting a fraction, in my opinion, of what Mizkif actually did. Let's just get this started. I didn't expect to come on tonight, but that's what we're doing. We're doing an all-nighter because I'm curious about this, and it seems pretty intense and important, honestly. I'm a little tired. Sorry if I'm sluggish, and let's just go.
So, I mean, you guys can probably tell, but today's not going to be a normal stream. Not gonna...
It's interesting because it makes sense why this is all happening now. Mizkif is like a big Twitch person. It seems like there's a vibe of let's keep shit on the DL on Twitch, and now that the bubble's bursting, she's not going to TwitchCon anymore. She doesn't feel like she has to maintain niceties, so everything lines up with why she would come forward about this now. There's not even like a why now like argument to make.
You know, watch videos or play games or anything today. I kind of just have a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about, and then I'm probably just gonna
why is this so big?
Go offline after. But yeah, it's I mean, you guys know, I've been streaming for 10 years. Last week was kind of the first time that I ever really, like, spoke about a topic or, like, something that happened to me. And honestly, I'm really glad that I did, and I'm proud that I did.
Yeah. And,
I feel like I have to see it to its conclusion, you know, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not just for myself, but for...
It's probably a lot of shit that's going to come out in this one. This is going to be fucking wild.
In a way, I kind of feel like a lot of people are involved, because it doesn't just affect me. So that's why, sorry about my voice. I'm very, very nervous in case you can't tell. But I knew that this stream had to be done today. So yeah, pretty much, yeah. So I guess might as well get started. Not, you know, stall too much or anything. I know there's a lot of people here who don't normally watch, and if you're wondering, yes, I do normally run 20-minute intros. And yes, my community at least claims that they like it. I think that they like it. I like playing songs for you guys, but anyway, yeah, anyway. We don't like it? Okay, well, whatever.
What does TW mean? It's trigger warning. That's what it means.
Anyway, I'm probably gonna stop reading chat now as well, but I mean, you guys are free to say whatever you want, obviously. So, yeah, like I said before, it's been a pretty crazy week, and a lot of things have happened since the last time that I streamed.
She streamed obviously about the TwitchCon and how she was attacked there, and there was no actual meaningful response.
In relation to what I talked about last week, the whole TwitchCon incident, some other things happened that kind of pushed me to talk about a lot of things that I want to talk about today. So, as you can see, I wrote out my notes, and not only that, I have even more notes. So
when it rains, it pours, man. She really just, she's really just like emotionally needs to get it all off her chest. I mean, honestly, it makes total sense, dude. Fucking for real.
Oh, yeah, if it seems like I'm like reading a script or something, it's because I wrote super detailed notes because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. So yeah. Okay. So, I think everyone knows about last week, the stuff that happened at TwitchCon. I was assaulted, yes. And the guy was able to leave the venue, basically. Okay, so like intro, first thing that I want to talk about is I did see the Twitch tweet that I believe went out yesterday. I was literally in a Discord call with my friends, and they were like, "Did you see that Twitch apologized to you?" And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, you think that they would have apologized to her, like specifically over Dan Clancy making some fucking dumbass tweet. This is probably going to end Twitch in a pretty substantial manner. I mean, I would imagine so. The only people that'll be left on Twitch are the audience that Dan Clancy refuses to handle as an issue, you know, the pieces of shit. So
yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is they put out that tweet. I was never apologized to privately. They put that out without like consulting me or anything. I didn't know that they were gonna do that, so that was yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a dude. I mean, dude, this is so stupid. Because I'm like I'm a guy, but this is some tin man shit here. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but this is some dumb man shit. Like, they don't even care about her enough to reach out to her and say something to her about this. It's some pretty disgusting shit, honestly.
I mean, I'm glad that, they're trying to, like, take some level of accountability, but there's a lot of things that they didn't mention in the tweet that I feel like should have been mentioned. But anyway, more stuff's been happening behind the scenes.
It's ridiculous.
So, I want to say that last week, everything I said on my stream was accurate, obviously, except for one thing.
Okay.
I was wrong about one thing. I was going over the tweet that Twitch initially put out, where they're like, oh yeah, this thing happened to a high-profile creator, police were on site, we're cooperating with law enforcement investigations. Yeah,
finally, now they are, but it seemed like they wanted to bury it at first, because it probably would have looked bad. Well, it would look bad for them PR-wise. I mean, this should be enough for you guys to realize you should try to do the right thing. Even if not just to do the right thing, but because if you do the wrong thing, it could be substantially worse for you. I mean, that's not why you should really operate with that. It's a little selfish, but there you go.
What I was wrong about was they were not cooperating with law enforcement investigations. I found that out on Monday when I got a phone call from the San Diego police, and they were talking to me, and they basically said, hey, we can't really do anything right now because they apparently know the name of the guy, but they're not giving it to us until a warrant goes through. Which, if you know anything about that stuff, it usually takes a while. Even
what do they need a warrant for? To get his film or something? A warrant to who?
If it's expedited, which it was being expedited for me, but it still takes a lot of time. And they're like, yeah, they're refusing to give us the name, which
Oh, Twitch is refusing to give the police a name.
As far as I'm aware, is like a very common company thing where they'll be, they don't want to give out names of potential people involved in crimes because then that person could maybe sue them for giving their name to police. I don't know, something like that. That's what my lawyer said. But basically,
okay, I guess, sure.
They were, Twitch was trying to make sure that the guy that assaulted me didn't sue them, which meant that the police were not able to work on the case right away. So, yeah,
That's fucking insane. Here's the tweet from Dan Clancy himself. I'm sure he actually wrote it. First, I want to be upfront and take accountability for the security incident that occurred during Emiru's meet and greet. It shouldn't have happened, and we take that very seriously. We failed both in allowing it to occur and in our response following. This is okay. I'm sure this would have come out if there wasn't any public pressure. We mismanaged our communications and about the incident, and that includes the comments I made. I apologize to Emiru for all that took place. Wow, he's sorry for downplaying it. Crazy. What are we doing moving forward? For meet and greets, we've begun a complete analysis of the incident that took place, as well as other issues that came to our attention. I'm pretty sure the guy broke in without a wristband. So, what the fuck? After the TwitchCon concluded, we're examining everything from how we do signups to the layout to increase security controls. We're also doing a comprehensive review of overall event safety and security, and we'll be making updates for future TwitchCons. While we won't be sharing all security updates for privacy and safety reasons, we will keep our community informed about changes that directly impact attendees. We have heard concerns about IRL streaming at TwitchCon. Twitch has evolved over the years, and IRL streaming is part of Twitch. But we need to ensure that TwitchCon meets the needs of a variety of participants. We'll be reviewing how we handle IRL streaming at TwitchCon, and we will have more to share soon. Finally, we got clear feedback on accessibility across the event. We're reviewing with our teams, including our production and venue staff, so that we're better equipped for future events. You put a lot of trust in us by attending TwitchCon, and we take our responsibility to keep you safe seriously. We know that TwitchCon means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to us. Be on the lookout for more updates, and thanks for being part of Twitch, Dan Classic. This is pathetic. This is just fucking pathetic. This is nothing. There's nothing of substance here. Hey, sorry, Emmy. We're going to do some stuff. This stuff that you guys should have been doing was bare minimum. It's fucking pathetic. All right, great stuff. Okay. Not for nothing. Here's something that you guys should, I think, keep in mind. I guess I understand what Twitch is saying. Hey, we don't want to work with the police and give the that guy's information to you so that he can potentially sue us. Right now, any fucking non-moron at Twitch would go, a lawsuit of him suing us is much more financially sustainable than whatever the fuck this is. Honestly, like just from that perspective, somebody should have sat there and gone, this is blowing up pretty big. We should release all the evidence to them, to the police without a warrant, even if it opens us up to being sued by the guy. Because like this is catastrophic for your platform. This is actually catastrophic for your platform. And look at the domino effect. If only they called and said, like, listen, this is typically the standard, but we're going to expedite this. Like, we really fucked up. We're really sorry. We want to make this right with you. I don't think that a lot of this would be happening right now. But Twitch is stupid. They don't know how to handle controversy. They're dumb as fucking dog shit.
Call about that on I believe it was Monday, from the San Diego police. They were like, yeah, we're working on the warrant, but like right now, that's like all we can really do. But like we're trying our best. Just like want to let you know, we're going to keep in the loop and everything. I was like, okay. I was very frustrated because I was like, damn, like,
this is definitely game
I didn't know that on Saturday. I would have said that if I knew. And then, I believe it was the next day, there was someone who, I don't know if they were a viewer or if they were just someone who, like, knew of the situation from social media. They contacted, my manager, and they basically told her that at their place of work, someone came into their work who matched the description of the guy.
Okay.
And this person was saying, like, oh, I'm, traveling to Texas. And I caused, like, quite a stir at a TwitchCon. And this person, like, reached out to my manager, reached out to police. San Diego police interviewed them. But basically what I'm trying to say is because all this stuff was delayed, this guy was able to get really far away from San Diego, allegedly.
Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. I didn't put
and
that
this
together.
whole time, my manager was, like, basically, like, begging Twitch, like, dude, like, please give us his name. Like, we don't know who this person is. Like, for all we know, he, like, lives around where Emmy and her roommates live.
Yeah.
Like, I can't, like, help her if, like, I don't know who this person is, and they were refusing to do it. But, after that tip from the person who said that...
Not only is this morally disgusting, but from a business perspective, what a stupid, dumb fuck move to not release the information. What could this guy possibly sue for? $100,000, $250,000, not for nothing, $1 million. Like, how many millions of dollars is this situation going to lose Twitch? Like, there's plenty of people who had no confidence in this platform. But like, how many people? This is going to fuck everything. I don't understand why they wouldn't do the right thing.
The guy came into their workplace and was talking to him. My manager demanded the info from Twitch, so they did end up giving it to police, but not my manager, as far as I know. She still doesn't.
I mean, I guess that part's fun. But they finally gave it to police? Holy shit.
Yeah, so...
They're so dumb. They should have just done this right off the bat.
The investigation's still going on, but it's, like, been a huge mess because of all of the delays and, like, refusal to work with the police. And yeah, it's ongoing. I can't, like, say too much about it. Like, all this that I'm saying, fair. Obviously, I, like, ran by my lawyer and stuff. And I do want you guys to know that Melissa has been making sure that, me and my roommates, who are obviously other pretty well-known girl streamers, that we have been safe here, paying for, like, security stuff, making sure we're protected. Again, my manager's been taking care of that all on her own. Twitch did not offer anything like that. And yeah, that's where it is right now, pretty much. I can't say, like, too much about what, me and my lawyer are doing, but my hope is really that
he seems pretty torn apart just talking about this.
There's some kind of, like, public resolutions that people who, like, have seen this and, like, know about everything that's happened can feel better about it. Because, like I said, I don't feel like it's just about me. Like, it could have been anyone that it happened to, like, a small streamer who's not as lucky to have the resources.
I wonder if every day, like, just what happened to her is just setting in a little bit more, Because she said that she was laughing it off at first, so...
Or, like, the reach that I have. So it's very scary, and, yeah, just very, very frustrating. And yeah, I don't know where that's gonna go. I'm sure that, they're probably, I would speculate, not very happy with me for talking about all this, but I feel like it's not fair to...
Who gives a fuck what they think,
keep it hidden from all the people who literally had to witness it because of Twitter and Reddit and all these things. I mean, I'm not complaining about that, obviously. You guys know I was super grateful that the guy posted it, got, spread around so that I didn't have to figure out how to talk about it myself, but... Yeah, I'm just... It's a lot. It's been really heavy this week, but obviously I've been getting a lot of support from my friends and other streamers, and obviously my manager the people that I work with, my employees and such.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, I don't want to just let this be a thing that I think that they're hoping it just blows over and gets like swept under the rug. I'm not gonna, go live.
I don't think it can. I think that, Twitch, Twitch has done a really good job of destroying their reputation over a period of time with the way that they just interact with pretty much everything. Just over and over and over again, whether it comes to like Emiru or other situations. We don't have to get too much into the specifics of like some of the drama slop aspects of it. It's just not even like relevant right now, the specifics. What that opens them up for, though, is to just be completely destroyed when something like this happens. Like, there's no cover-up that's going to happen. Nobody's left to bat for them. People are all frustrated with Twitch. There's nothing going to happen. There's no I don't see like any backlash that's going to happen for her. This is going to fuck her up mentally. Like, realistically speaking, one of the things we'd like to talk about is like, hey, do your best to not put traumatic events online, because that could lead to being part of a traumatic event. Even something as small as crying could like come back to haunt you and just be really upsetting. Even if it's just something simple as like 5 years later, you look back and it's one of those like, I can't sleep moments. And I think what she's doing is the right thing, just to be clear. But this is like this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough for her. And she seems like a very genuine person. Like, she comes out the gate very genuine. So people are, I believe her. So people are going to, they're going to pick up on that,
Live every stream and complain about it, like, oh, I got done dirty. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to try to the best of my ability, keep you guys updated until there's like some kind of resolution, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty heavy, intense stuff. Yeah, it's been, sorry, I'm just looping myself now. But yeah, I would hate if like this kind of just went away and people were like, oh, what happened? I don't know. Am I gonna go to TwitchCon next year? And, like if something happens to me, it's gonna, they're gonna try to hide it, basically. Yeah. So, there's that. Give me a second. I have some more stuff I want to talk about, but I'm trying to not, rush myself, because I'm trying my best to, like, stay composed to the best of my ability.
That's fair.
So that I can get to the information across accurately. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for, support and stuff. Like, honestly, it's been shocking to me, because, I don't know. I guess, like, whatever. I
guess all Twitch really needed to do to support female streamers was to basically die off. In a way that really platforms a female streamer. So, you know what? Maybe they'll, I don't know, silver lining out of this horrific situation.
Things happen. I always just kind of expect the bare minimum outcome, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I've just been very, very thankful. Very thankful and very grateful. And I hope that, whatever comes out of this makes other people feel better. But regardless, like I said, I'm done with going to TwitchCon. Probably done entirely with convention streams. I feel like it's just time, And I think that's probably true for a lot of streamers. The climate has, really changed.
I bet. I'll tell you one thing. I think that after, like, if this situation is going to be as fucked up as I think it is, I think that anybody that does like social political type content, or people who are more socially aware type content that still stream on Twitch, I think it's just a complete decimation of your credibility. I'm not trying to be that guy, but like, why would you stream on a platform that doesn't give, like, if you're somebody who's like, hey, I think women are people, right? If you still stream on this platform that's extraordinarily problematic after this, I think that like nobody should take you seriously anymore at all.
I've been on Twitch for 10 years, like, I keep fucking repeating myself recently. And yeah, it's changed a lot, gone pretty big. And I think that's just, the reality that you have to accept. But, maybe it's not a bad thing, because, can go back to rotting playing games in your room. It's not so bad, right? Retirement? No. Not retirement. Definitely not. Because I'm the kind of person, I'll never give up.
Well, she's still young yet. She probably wants to keep doing it, you know?
You're not gonna
She's gonna want to keep streaming.
make me give up, so... Yeah. Oh. Unfortunately...
I hate watching, like, legit heavy shit like this. Like, I know it sounds so selfish, but, like, you know, it's one of those things where they talk about in, like, psychology classes where when you interact with a lot of fucked up shit, especially to prepare people that are, like, trying to be therapists, like, there's almost, there's almost like a, it's almost like an aspect of it. Just resetting my camera. There's almost like an aspect of it where you take on, like, a little bit of the energy. And it's, like, it could be very negative for you, you know? So, it's always so stressful, dude.
Unfortunately, I'm not done yet. Like I said. But just give me a bit. Was worried you're gonna quit? No. And I don't think I'm gonna go to any other platforms because...
Interesting.
I mean, first of all, where would I go?
And probably anywhere.
Second of all, I really think that, you know, this is something that was just... I mean, this is just me, you know, being optimistic, but I feel like it was just a case of, like, you know, we didn't realize that these things could happen, and we obviously don't want them to happen, and, like, you know, things will be better, and I mean, I'm not gonna leave you guys because of, you know, something that someone else did. I mean, yeah, there's, like, other places that, you know, I upload content, but Twitch is, like, really my home. That's why,
That's, like, their only saving grace here for Twitch. The fact that she's willing to stay for this, here's what Twitch needs to do. I'm not even kidding. Fire Dan Clancy. And then they need to hire, like, a woman. I know that sounds stupid. Well, this actually doesn't sound stupid at all. They need to hire a woman. It doesn't really matter if she's as qualified as Dan. He's obviously not qualified at all, so you might as well hire a fucking, you know, a dribbling monster at a certain point. But realistically speaking, like, this is one of those moments where people are gonna, like, hate it. Like, all the fucking bros are gonna hate shit like this. But this is the moment where, like, a man can't run this Twitch anymore. Twitch's biggest problem is that, like, there is zero priority for caring about women whatsoever. They do not care about women. They don't show it. Dan Clancy can sit here and virtue all he wants. He doesn't care about women. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care about a female perspective. And that's why Twitch's, like, only audience members are a bunch of boys. And that means that everybody on there gets audience captured. The same people who cry, bitch, and moan about how there are titty streamers on Twitch are the reason why there are titty streamers on Twitch, because that's all you like to do. You like to complain that it exists, and then you like to jerk off to it, right? If you want to get more women onto the platform, you need to get rid of the toxic pieces of shit and make it a more comfortable space for women to be in there, right? If a woman's in a chat and goes, hey, guys, I'm a girl, do you think that she gets bombarded by a bunch of, like, fucking teenage boys? Yes. That's the answer. And so, like, what happens is like, obviously there's not enough respect for, like, the female position. You know, even me, I'm a wife guy. I can't 100% appreciate what women are going through, right? Because I don't care. No. So you need a woman who can, like, just have an intuitive sense of, like, yep, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Yeah, we need to get rid of this. This needs to go. This needs to go. And you're going to hemorrhage money, like, for the first year. That's literally how Twitch is going to operate. Is that they hemorrhage more money in the short term by rebranding to a better palatable platform. So that's what Twitch needs to do, and they're very lucky. This is the only saving grace for them, is that Emiru is willing to stay, and they need to do something to make her, like, to do something for her in a positive, productive way. You know, to centralize everything around her, if she wants that. I mean, who knows if she wants that?
Through all of this, I feel like most people, you know,
this isn't going to change because there's a female CEO. I think it could.
I mean, I did make a tweet, but, like, it was probably like 10% of what I needed to say. A lot of people make a tweet, make a YouTube video. That's why I've chosen to do all of this live and, like, raw, because it's just what I'm most comfortable with and what I've always done. So yeah. Oh, sorry, my, like, emotional voice is so ugly. Yeah.
You're surprised YouTube didn't try to get her to switch? That wouldn't be a good time for YouTube to jump in and go, hey, want to come here? It's too aggressive and too, like, on the nose, and it comes off as very opportunist and very soulless. So it would be a terrible idea. YouTube's generally, their strategy is just be quiet, you know?
I don't know. It's just crazy. I just never thought things like this would happen, or I'd ever be doing a stream like this. It just feels very strange because it's just very out of my element. I've never really, like, for the most part, commented on drama or, like, self-inserted in situations, but I guess in this situation I'm kind of, like, stuck in the middle of it against my will. So it's like, if I don't do it, who else is gonna do it?
Sure.
I'm just gonna take a second. Sorry, I've said that like 4 times, but
It's fine.
This is
It's totally fair.
It's a lot. I hate drama streams. Me too, man. Bro, like, I could have come home. I could have worked on beating Cinna and Clint's fucking Mega Bonk scores. Now look what I have to do. So fucking annoying. I had to cancel my plans. Which reminds me, I don't think there's gonna be a Halloween stream this year. I don't think that's realistic with kind of the vibes of things right now. But I mean, anyone gonna
I think Mizkif's gonna be banned. I don't know.
be mad at me if I do like
I'm fucking 15 minutes into her fucking stream. What are you asking me this question for?
like a Halloween in November thing? Or I mean, there's always next year, right? I mean, yeah, I mean things happen outside of your control. So yeah. It's just crazy, but I mean, thank you guys for listening to me talk and complain. Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. So,
Bro, being vulnerable in like a live stream is terrible. It's fucking terrible. So it's terrible, and like usually I would say don't put yourself in a situation where you'd be like vulnerable like this on a live stream, but I just feel like this is, given the circumstance, it's really never going to be. I think it's more about just trying to say her piece to have like a positive change on I guess the atmosphere at Twitch, which we'll see if that fucking happens.
the next thing, at the end of my last stream, I said that when I got home, I would be talking about some other things that I really, really did not want to talk about. But I feel like those things, developing independently of their own from the TwitchCon incident, have gone to a point where I kind of feel like I have no choice. So, I've already seen a lot of people speculating about what I'm going to be talking about, and some people have been right, but even for the people who were right, they were only like 5 to 10% right. I don't think I've seen a single person online who knew or understood the severity of what I want to talk about today. And I want everyone to be aware that I've been handling the situation very seriously, and I've spent a lot of time thinking this over. And not only that, I've been in contact with a lawyer. I had them review everything that I'm planning to say today.
Jesus Christ.
Because
this is sorry, it's gonna be fucking serious. Obviously, if she feels the need to do that,
I wanted to make sure that if I was going to do this, I was going to do it right, because it's so serious. And I feel like it's going to change things forever. And so
let's strap in, guys. It's gonna be fucking crazy.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about and telling everyone. Sorry, I swear I'm not trying to like make this dramatic or something. Like I said, I really wish I were not feeling like I had to do this. Just give me some time. I'm gonna be doing a lot of I guess you could say like fourth wall breaking in a way, and talking about things that
cutting the kayfabe, bro. Is Twitch the new WWE, guys?
I thought would always be personal, and just, you know, I would just carry them myself. Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I've attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue, and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to be asking, why am I doing this and why now? And
no, I'm pretty sure I understand. Like, Twitch has a huge cultural problem. I think some of the pressures that she's been experiencing, and I think that her response of "I don't like drama," a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that, like, there is, even if it's not explicit, there are just like pressures around that make her feel like she can't come forward and talk about certain things at Twitch because of the atmosphere they talk about. And that atmosphere, and like Twitch has been being wounded for a while, but it's one of those things where you see the king bleed, And so, like, she's front and center in a criticism of Twitch for not keeping anybody safe, but her specifically in this moment. And now it's just like when it rains, it pours, And now it's time to talk about Mizkif. It just makes sense to me why she would talk about it now.
I would like to explain that before I get started so that people understand what prompted me to do this today, and that it's not just on a whim or something like that. Okay, so like I said, I took a lot of notes, so forgive me if I just end up reading off my notes. The first and probably most severe reason is that one of the rules that I set for myself a long time ago about withholding this information was that if I ever felt like somebody else was in danger of being hurt, I would then make myself speak about it. And 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago now, I was informed by 3 separate people, one of whom was—
If she said 2 weeks ago, and now it's 3 weeks ago, that means that she's been writing this for a while, and she's been on the fence about whether she should start talking about this or not. That's what it communicates to me, which is pretty, like, intense. This is a very intense moment, it seems, for her. Sorry, I'm exhausted. I'm not, like, disinterested if I come off a certain way.
Was present for said incident. He had done something similar to something that he had done to me, and someone in LA at the end of September. And this person is not a streamer or content creator, but obviously that does not matter. And because of this, I cannot in good conscience sit here knowing that I know critical information about someone that almost no one else does and not say anything. I think that most issues and dramas should stay private and off the internet. And I still hold that belief.
That's true. Her asked her lawyers a week before the review, too. Yeah, that's a good point, too.
To this day.
So I'm sure it's just been like it's a lot of baggage for her to carry around,
And I will hold that belief going forward. However, there are certain things that cross the line, and I'd say that the line has been crossed too many times to be count. There's a point where I believe that people deserve to know. I think that at a certain point, if you know a lot of things about someone and you don't say anything to look out for others, it's wrong. It's wrong to keep it to yourself. I don't want what happened to me or what has happened to other people because of him to happen to other people. And I don't believe he will ever stop behaving the way he does. But regardless, yeah, like I said, one of the main reasons I decided to do this stream is to come out about all of this because I can't hold on to it any longer because it feels wrong to do so. And an honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even—
I heard that she had text messages to, like, prove some of this stuff, too. That's fucking insane, by the way. That's, like, explicitly saying that is fucking wild. I kind of assumed it would be, like, more of, like, is the word implicit, right? Like, indirectly type of a thing.
Approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused. At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them, and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals, and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him.
What the fuck?
I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me, and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet. Okay.
40 text messages after she cut off contact? That's fucking insane.
So now that I've explained all the reasons why this took so long and why I made the decision to do this stream, I have a few more things I would like to get out of the way before I start talking about all of this. The way that I'm going to do this today is I'm going to run through everything from the beginning to the end to try to get across the story as accurately and fully as I can. And, hold on. Hold on.
Sorry. It's just like a silly desktop background. It's not. Sorry. A little levity in this pretty intense time, huh?
Also, going to be showing a few screenshots validating what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
I have more things, but this is what I felt comfortable using today. and I will be running through those later.
20 screenshots.
Another thing that I'd like to mention before I start is that during my statement, I'm going to be mentioning directly the names of about half a dozen other creators who were present for certain things. And I want to say that none of these people did anything wrong. I'm just saying that they were there, and I've asked all of them permission. They all said that it was fine to include their names, but I know this won't stop everyone, but I ask people, for the streamers that I mentioned, please don't go bothering them or asking them for more information. If there's something else that they want to say, they'll say it themselves, so there's no point to go pester them and bother them about it.
Okay.
There are also streamers who gave me permission to share things that they relayed to me privately, but asked me to redact their names, which I, of course, did. And the last thing that I want to make clear is that not every person that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of all of these things, and in fact, most of them didn't. And some of them didn't even know anything at all. I tried to keep things private with my close friends, but if anyone during the past year ever approached me asking questions, I didn't lie and I told them the truth. But yeah, I don't want there to be some kind of witch hunt like, oh, you know, you knew and this. No, a lot of people, you know, didn't know everything or didn't know anything. Okay, I think that's all that I have to get out of the way to start. So, this is public information. I initially moved in, sorry, I'm still sick, like I said. Okay. This is all public, obviously this part. I moved in with him, I believe it was the end of 2021.
Okay, so I just wanted to, okay, so he's 30 now, she's 27 now, 2021, 4 years ago, he's 26, she's 23. Okay.
Because he offered, I was living alone at the time, and I was having stalker issues in Kansas, and I mean, you guys know, like, all the stuff that happened there.
Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, gotcha, yeah.
I ended up joining the org and everything. We did a lot of streams.
Is that what year did did her favorite bodyguard get banned from Twitch?
Together. And, I mean, a lot of people already know this, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. We started dating. We were in a relationship starting January 2000.
Did they try to keep it private?
2022. After I joined OTK. I'm not planning to go into too much detail about the start of the relationship because it honestly doesn't really matter at this point. It's irrelevant now. The only things that really matter that you guys need to know for the story are that
if that's irrelevant, then it sounds like there's more to this story that she doesn't feel like she needs to tell, but it's still fucked up. But okay.
It was one, an extremely private relationship.
That makes sense.
It was even hidden from friends and people in the org, but I mean, obviously people all eventually figured it out. They're not fucking
I mean, it makes sense in general since it's like a big, you know, they're streamers and whatnot, and I get the trying to keep it on the download, I suppose.
Stupid.
Generally
and
speaking.
Second, it was an extremely codependent relationship, which it's not the issue, but it's just, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a pretty codependent relationship with my wife too. Like I love her, I need her. I get that.
Making that clear.
I mean, the problem is the problem with that is if you're codependent on like the wrong person, right? So like my wife and I mean, we're older. I'm 35, she's 30. We met when I was 30 and she was 25, or I think I was 29. She was 24, but it was like basically like it was a month before her birthday. It doesn't matter. You know, we've developed the codependence onto each other and all that, and we love each other a lot, and we need each other, and that's like a good thing for us because like we are both toxic, but like we work really well together because we're older and more mature now, and we handle each other well. But if you're codependent onto somebody that you're like not in love with, that could be, or somebody that's not right for you, that could be insanely catastrophic. Because I've been in toxic relationships, and I'm like part of the toxicity. You know. Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
For details. He initially portrayed himself to me as someone who was very nice to girls and wanted to help me feel safe from stalkers and wanted me to succeed as a teammate. And we grew very close over time, and I was very dependent on him for feelings of safety, social life, like my stream, my job, everything. So yeah, besides it being a very codependent relationship,
I have a silly question. Was he bigger than her at the time that they first started dating? I know that's a silly question, but one of the things I see, there's a bunch of clips here that I intend to go through, is that Mizkif starts to get really upset that she starts to overtake him. So the reason I'm asking that, and I don't know if this is true, but is because if it is true that when they first got together and he was bigger than her, there is a level of a power dynamic there that's, I think, important to acknowledge. If he's threatening to ruin her career, there might be a part of that, and we haven't gotten that far yet, but that seems to be the general sentiment, but, you know, we'll look into the validity of that. But if he's threatening to leverage his career versus hers at some certain points, that's what he's doing when he's like, I will come out with something and say that you kill animals. That's what he's saying. That means if his career doesn't outshine her career, he no longer has that leverage anymore. And so this potential obsessive fear, because again, we haven't gotten to the point in the video where I've seen it myself, this potential obsessive fear of her like outshining him and overshadowing him could be because he doesn't have anything over her anymore, because he doesn't have clout over her now. She has greater social weight than he does, which could potentially terrify her. Terrify him.
The start of it was fine. I saw a lot of people mentioning this. They thought this was what I was going to talk about. It's not a secret. I think everyone who paid attention knew that he was very controlling over what I wore, to a degree, who I was friends with, and even when I would stream.
Okay.
So...
Why?
When...
Like, what is it? What is that? I wonder where that stems from. For just wanting to be controlling, or it's like, oh, well, this is content, so I want to have this, blah, 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 or I know it's right, but I wonder what it is.
It was definitely slow over...
I mean, it doesn't matter. He's still controlling, but I'm just curious, I guess.
Time that bad things started happening. At the start, it would be things like, for example, he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me.
What? What? That's fucking crazy. Like, listen, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys. Like, I've been toxic before. I've had a lot of stresses, and we don't need to get into that. I've been toxic before. I've been in toxic relationships with people. I've gotten to like shouting matches. I've broken things. My partners have broken things. Never threw anything or attacked my partner. So like, that's fucking, it doesn't matter if it's just a water bottle, you know? And this is when I was younger and less mature, and I had, you know, but like, never thrown something at somebody. It doesn't matter if it's just a water bottle. Just the thought of that is bizarre to me. Just the thought of trying to like aggress onto a partner like that is fucking crazy to me.
Despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised
What the fuck is he doing that for?
Easily.
I mean, there's no reason for it. Does he think it's funny? Is he doing that because he's angry?
Would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me. I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. But he always, you know, was like, "Oh, it's an accident," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's an accident." Like,
how do you accidentally throw something at a person consistently? Like, one time you're pissed, you throw a water bottle behind you, and it happens to hit somebody is one thing. But what are you talking about? It's like, consistently do that. It's fucking nuts.
You know, of course, I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's. Yeah, I just. At the time, I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off, and looking back now, I feel like that was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries, if that makes sense.
Maybe it could be, or maybe he just has anger problems and he doesn't care, and like he doesn't get punished for it because he's a piece of shit.
So that was already kind of starting to show signs within the first 6 months of me and him being close, and then again, a very public situation. The end of 2022, the cover-up allegations happened.
Interesting. That's a real question, because like when it comes to domestic abuse, and so far that, I mean, if this is true, which I don't see why she would lie, but you know, if it is true, I mean, I've seen people like Asmongold even validate these things, you know, just a couple of quick clips here and there, and she's very credible. But if this is true, you know, one of the fucked up things about like a domestic abuse relationship is that a lot of times like the person that's being abused loves the abuser. And so, you know, one of my questions is one of the reasons that she didn't come forward because she had like a love for him? Or is it just because she was so terrified of him? I mean, usually it's both, right? But there's like a really fucked up thing when you're with like a domestically abusive person where, you know, they do something horrible to you and then they come back down off of that anger high and then they almost bond with each other. over like, oh my god, that person was, that person was so bad. I'm so sorry that version of me did that. I wonder if it goes that, or if she'll even get into that. I mean, that's a ton of deep information to get into. Like those types of specifics would be even like additionally triggering. So,
I mean, yeah, like I said, all that's public. You can find all that, see like what I said during that, everything. After that happened, his behavior started getting a lot worse, which, I mean, I suppose it makes sense. He was very stressed. A lot of stuff was happening, but
right. Is that 2022? Is what the Adriana Lee situation?
Behavior was ramping up, and I feel like it's so apparent if you go back and watch anything from that time. I tried so hard to help him and be there for him because I really believed in him, and I wanted.
Was that the Adriana Lee thing? I'm assuming that it was.
Him to get better and get back on his feet and be the person that I always believed that he was.
Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like she did love him. Okay.
But that unfortunately did not really happen. For a long time, I think about 1.5 years from when that all happened, it was kind of like slow things getting worse. But I mean, honestly, I'm not even gonna bother going into the details of all of that because there's just too much to cover. And
it's interesting because apparently like all of this, he just started to get like exonerated from that situation, and then boom, this happens. And this is going to this is gonna devastate the looking back onto the Adriana Lee situation, because regardless of what aspects people attacked, like I remember Trainwrecks came out with information like at a very specific time to go after Mizkif, like conveniently. None of that's going to matter, because I think that there were some people that had like doubt that and I'll say I was one of them, that Mizkif tried to do a cover up. I remember looking at the situation a while ago. I don't remember all the specifics, so I'm hazy, but I remember being more skeptical than other people about some of the aspects of it. And part of that was because when I watched the Adriana Lee's stream, she said something along the lines, or she called up her friend who was in the room when, what was it? Crazy Slick, is Crazy Slick would come in the room when everybody was drunk. She was drunk, passed out. He would come in the room and she was like, yeah, he would touch my breast, and she was passed out. And the friend was like, well, he would touch your like chest area. And so I was like, okay, there seems to be some kind of a back and forth. And you get to the Mizkif part about the cover up, but I mean, if he's sitting here threatening her and trying to, and again, I believe her. I mean, that reframes the entire narrative. It doesn't reframe the narrative. It just gives tremendous credibility that Mizkif was most likely trying to do a cover-up situation. And if he's willing to cover up like his abuse, then like he would probably be willing to cover up the disgusting behavior of a friend that was trying to touch a woman while she was passed out drunk in front of other people. And if we're all content creators and we're all streamers in this room, but like we're the biggest streamer, other people might not feel as inclined to be able to come forward and be like, yeah, that was absolutely gross and inappropriate. It was like, it was just kind of like a touch on the chat, And so has a lot of active elements here, I think. And I think that this is pretty fucked up. It's pretty fucked up, I think that at this point, I wouldn't doubt that Crazy Slick guy was trying to touch that girl while she was Adriana Lee, while she was passed out in a sexually inappropriate way. I wouldn't doubt that he didn't really care about the people around there because they had so much Twitch clout that they would other people would be afraid to come forward. I wouldn't doubt that Mizkif would actively threaten people to not come forward. I wouldn't doubt that an abusive piece of shit like Mizkif would be friends with somebody that would try to sexually abuse a girl while she's passed out drunk. You keep similar company here. How are you acting? And how much of this, what Crazy Slick was Mizkif's best friend? Am I correct about that? I don't know. Best friends usually know a lot about a person. So
it's honestly kind of not really relevant to the rest of what I'm saying because the rest of what I want to say is a lot worse. There was a point where things really took a turn for the worst. Like it felt like, like a very delicate branch just kind of snapped. So, and again, a lot of people are like vaguely aware of this, but I'll explain it for people who aren't, chronically tapped into all that stuff. So for a long time after the like cover up allegations happened and he was like starting to kind of struggle on his stream, he never wanted to stream at the same time as me. Like we really avoided
because she was doing better than him.
It. And to me at the time it made sense because I was like, well, of course, like we share a lot of community members. If we're live at separate times, we're both gonna perform better. It makes sense. But yeah, we were never really live doing the same thing at the same time for a long time, with the exception of like things like events or sponsors or like just special things. For a very long time. And a lot of you guys probably noticed that I would only usually stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. That was because of him. And now I stream whenever I want. But
I mean, so I don't know the answer. I'm sure you guys don't either. How often was she streaming before this situation? Obviously, he took a hit in viewership because people were like, wow, you're disgusting. I wish I thought he was more disgusting back then. I feel kind of stupid looking back. But, I wouldn't doubt that she's streaming, let's say she's streaming 6 days a week. Right. Oh, you're going to stream these 3 days now. Why? Well, on one hand, scarcity can drive up increased viewership. On the other hand, only streaming 3 days a week can remove you from being somebody's comfort streamer. If you don't stream enough, if you're not on in the background while you're doing something at work or homework or this or that. And so I wonder if part of it was like, yeah, it's only streamed 3 days a week, whether he says it explicitly or not, with part of the intention being like, oh, I want you to fall off. I want you to have like less people. I want you to be have less like parasocial, not even parasocial, less cozy fans. Oh, this is my cozy streamer fan,
The first time that we ever streamed at the same time was for the 2024 Rust Kingdoms event on Twitch. We were sharing drops, so it was the first time in a very long time that we were both going to be live at the same time doing the same thing, basically. I know you're probably like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? But it'll make sense in a bit. So...
What do you attack her on stream?
I'm live, he's live, we're both streaming, and like I said, you can go find all of this. This is public, there are clips of this. We're both streaming the Rust event, and I thought it was going really well. I thought everyone was having fun. I was like, oh, this is great. Everyone's, doing the same thing at the same time. We're all hanging out, we're gonna have fun. Like, I was really, really excited. And then I start seeing in my chat, people start saying, unofficial Miz raid, and I'm like, what does that mean? And then I check my Discord messages, and he's messaging me. He's saying, like, Emmy, I'm gonna kill myself. I waited, or I'm gonna KMS. I waited so long for this, etc. And basically, he was upset because I had higher viewership than him. That's literally it. I had higher viewership than him. And like I said, this is during an event, so there were drops. Like, everyone knows when there's drops, like, it's not even fucking real, but yeah, he starts messaging me, he's really upset. I tried to tell him, I was like, bro, you should come back and play. Everyone.
How does that help him in his viewership? All right, let's finish this and we're going to watch this clip really quick. We're going to finish this story.
Everyone's having fun. Everyone's like wondering where you are. But yeah, he ended his stream. And then I'm still live, trying to act like nothing's wrong.
Okay.
And in that house, I had a glass door, so I could like see this was happening.
Like, it's fine to be a little by the way, it's okay to be jealous. This is one of the biggest problems. I could already tell this here probably has like insane anger problems. It's okay to get upset by something. It's not okay to have the particular reaction. If somebody's going to be like, oh, hey, like I'm getting more viewership, blah, 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 blah. It's okay to be jealous of that. I mean, I don't know. Telling somebody that you're going to take your own life over that's not appropriate, especially if some could perceive that as a manipulation tactic to make her feel bad about it.
He was walking behind me, making sure that I knew he was there. And by the way, so there were many ways out of that house if he wanted to leave the house that were closer to his stream room. He intentionally chose the door that was right by my room. I feel like that's pretty apparent, at least to me. He starts walking behind my stream and slamming the door so loud that my noise gate can pick it up. So even people on my stream are able to hear this is happening. And he slams it so hard and so many times that the front door literally broke. The lock did not work anymore. It didn't work for months, and it would just make this horrible sound that I would have to hear like every fucking day. But anyway, so I hear him back there doing this, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's really fucked up because I've had like angry responses to things, and I've like broken stuff before. I'm not proud of myself at all. One of the things, you know, just to talk about it, one of the things that like happens is you don't even necessarily realize how like upsetting it can be for people around you when you get like really angry and like break something. You know, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". I'm a big dude, and so I've like broken stuff out of anger. And it takes you for me, it took me a long time to like understand, you know, to be like, wow, like that could be so scary for other people. You know, that sounds so stupid. Like obviously, never clicked how scary that could be for people to like watch you break something, because they don't know what you're gonna do next. Just because you know that you're not gonna hurt them doesn't mean that they don't know anything. It's like a tough thing to come to terms with. You know, I'm not really self-reporting. I'm a fucking 35-year-old man, dude. Like I'm a guy that has like I'm married to a person that I'm like very much in love with, and there's some things that I've done in my past I'm not proud of, and I want to talk about them because I think that they're relevant to have a conversation about. You know, that's it. I'm not I'm not like the virtue signal streamer that's gonna be like, oh my god, because that is horrible. But I'm telling you like how it's really fucked up. Like you really don't understand like how fucked up it is, and you feel a lot of guilt once you finally realize like how fucked up it is. You shouldn't want to be a negative impact, bro. It's just fucked, man.
So I tell my stream, I'm like, hey, guys, I'll be right back.
Yeah, to check on him having a fucking hissy fit.
I get up and I go talk to him, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, Emmy, like, I hate all you guys. Like, all you guys do is just take from me, and like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just done. Wild. And I was like, is this like really happening because of rush drops? And he was like, I don't know what else to do. He was like going off on me, like basically saying that he hated me. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And he was like,
so he's breaking shit, and now he's yelling, saying that he hates her. Yeah, I'm sure that's not scary.
Go finish your stream so that people don't know anything's wrong. And I stop in the bathroom outside my stream room, and I'm like, you know, checking my makeup, trying to make sure people can't tell that I was like crying. And I'm only in there for like 30 seconds, and he comes and like looms in the doorway. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just checking my makeup. So I go back and I stream for a couple hours to finish the stream. Do my best to just like, you know.
That's scary because like what happens when when everybody, I don't know how many people are in the house at this point. What happens when like these streams are over and he feels like the surveillance is over, you know? Does he feel empowered to do more disgusting shit?
Carry on the show basically. And yeah, after that, like I said,
okay. Apparently, I can watch it. Apparently, I can watch this clip now. Okay, August says, the producer. Okay, Mizkif rages over Emiru Russian. What the fuck is happening right now?
Today is the Rust server. Chat, I'm excited.
I wonder if the music will be cocked into oblivion.
If you got some stuff, dude, we're gonna start talking to people again. We're gonna hang out a little bit.
got raw pork.
I'll fucking take it.
Would you like some raw pork?
Yeah, I'll fucking take raw pork. Hell yeah.
Enjoy.
So I thought, why not build a house up here?
Yes. I can pay rent in your house.
Okay, let's do it. Yep. Oh, wait, check this out. Come here.
Ooh.
Not bad, huh?
House.
What the fuck? Okay, so she has 25,000 viewers, and now he has about 20,000 viewers.
Wait, our houses literally look exactly.
What is he just like obsessively looking at the viewership count?
The same.
Yep.
Hello?
Yeah.
I have no idea how this game went.
I want to see Emmy. I can't believe you guys have made separate houses.
Biggest sweats, you retards.
They will come after you guys.
Whoa.
Biggest sweats.
We can stop them early.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, dude. We'll join the resistance.
Okay.
You're spelling it wrong. Yeah, my bad. No, I hardly slept last night. That's why I seem tired.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm taking a moment to laugh. Some Alinity, I guess, was that the cat thrower? She just threw her fucking viewership over to to Emiru. So it's just funny. Now it goes from 20 and 25 to 20 and 30K. So it's like, okay, I just fuck him. You know what I mean?
Tired today. Because I'm honestly fucking tired, chat. I'll be honest.
Chat.
I'm pretty tired. I'm just tired.
Rip, yeah.
Alright, chat. I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys probably tonight, if not tomorrow.
I wonder if Alinity knew that was going to trigger the fuck out of him.
I just need a nap. I'm fucking zooted out of my mind.
I'm zooted, guys.
What does unofficial Mizraid mean? Oh, he did?
Damn, he didn't even raid her. Holy fuck, he's so optically stupid, too. You could have raided her and be like, guys, listen, I'm tired. Like, listen, if you're that ass fucking hurt, your ego's that hurt over her doing better than you, fine. Raid her, raid her. Don't seem like a sore loser. And this way it doesn't really draw attention to it. It's like, yeah, guys, I don't feel well. I'm going to raid, her, blah, blah, blah. Boom. Something.
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged? Like
what is this, like a performative, like weird, silly little hype up speech in the game?
We haven't had to do what we had to do.
Oh, that was like the sound of the door getting slammed.
To make it here where she had a one-hit advantage. She was coming after me. I had to attack back.
What the fuck is this?
What are you? Was that a test?
You said.
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
Damn, you can see her like visibly jump when that happens, dude.
Let me check my
I like the wolf with the music on the background. It's so stupid.
body real quick. Did anyone loot me?
Yeah. Go to
Thankfully, everything's censored.
the restroom real quick. I'll
There
be right
you go.
back. Yeah, she's trapped now.
Fine, look what I did.
Sick. Okay, sick. Okay, I'm stuck in here. Okay, sick.
I'm gonna make some stats.
Hello, sorry.
20 minutes later, longest bathroom break. Typical shit, in my opinion.
20 minutes.
Bro, the problem here isn't even that like he's insecure and he's upset. It's okay that he wants to be upset. It's okay to be in your feelings and your ego or whatever. It's not okay to like just be slamming things and screaming at people.
Hello. Abaragi, thanks for the sub. But alright, yeah, I'm gonna log out for now, but I'll probably come back later. And if not today, then tomorrow my normal time, so.
Okay, well that's that clip. Let's continue our story.
It was when things started to get really fucking
She
bad.
was crying. I know she was crying. I know that. I was being silly. I'm making a silly little, we're having a little fun. I mean, we're not really having fun, but I'm gonna make a joke or two here and there and to fucking lighten things up a little bit. It's pretty fucked up. This shit is disgusting. Okay.
It was like something just snapped. For the rest of the week, he streamed the Rust event. He got all the drop viewers. I'm sure he was very happy. I mean, good for him.
I don't really know what the drop viewers means. Does it mean that he didn't let her stream anymore?
And during that time, I obviously was like thinking and processing a lot of what happened. But I mean, it was a lot because this person was at the time like kind of it was like my partner and my best friend and like the only person that like I really talked to ever.
This is fucked up.
Or like
It's fucked up. Like I said, like it seems like she really loved him. So there's a lot of information. I don't think that we're gonna get the full. We're not gonna get like a full in-depth information from her about how like devastating this event was for her. You know. Yeah. Also, from like the moment before, where someone like where I was talking about like I was talking about my situation, my issues that I've had. These are what I'm saying here are things that I would expect for him to acknowledge in his response. We're about halfway in here. So far, he's pretty fucked up. I'm going to assume it only gets worse because we're halfway through the video. We're probably only like a third of the way or less of his actual involvement here. But like these are the way that you would respond with that. Like this, that's how you would take actual accountability. So,
at least off stream. So I mean, it was a lot. But the very next stream, I went live about a week after that, and I announced that I was planning to move because I knew that I would have to move. So I was like, okay, I have.
Why did he kick her out?
Have to go live and say this so that kind of force myself to commit to it, right? Does that make sense?
Sure. Oh, I wonder if she felt like she needed to move because she felt unsafe, or if he wanted her to move out because he didn't want to attach himself to her because he felt like she was leeching off of him. Because if it was the leeching, if it was his decision, then, you know, obviously he's a piece of shit. But if it was her decision, her saying it live on stream means that it is something that like cannot be undone. Because then we'll call it the kayfabe would be broken. So Mizkif can't be like, no, you're not doing that. But I wonder if it was something that she did just to like almost protect herself by saying, if that makes sense.
Obviously, I didn't move out right away, but after like all of that rough stuff happened was when the other domestic abuse stuff really started. He would destroy furniture in front of me. He would throw things in front of me and near me.
Yeah.
Destroy walls. Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom. The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me.
Sorry, did she say throw? She said she reiterated throwing stuff at her.
Destroy furniture in front of me.
Destroyed
he would
furniture.
throw things in front of me and near me.
Like a Mike from PA scenario.
Destroy walls. Again, you can go.
This is fucking insane. Great. Okay, it's pretty fucked.
The holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And
Jesus fucking Christ.
at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
Jesus Christ, dude. That's fucking insane, bro. Holy fuck. That's like actually psychotic. That's psychotic behavior. What life stress does this guy had? First of all, this is worse than anything I've ever done. This is fucking insane. Like, aggressing onto your partner is while they're fucking hiding in their room trying to escape from you is fucking insane. Driving in like this unsafe way where like you don't care about your own life because of whatever anger problem you're having is insane. And what is it over? Like, honestly, you know, maybe I'm an asshole here, but she doesn't really read as the type of person to be toxic. She doesn't read as a very toxic person. Not even to be rude. She reads like a type of person who would like, I don't want to say this in a rude way. I'm a little blunt sometimes. She seems like the type of person that would like, her defense mechanism would be to shut down and you know, just try to stay safe by not standing up to the person. I'm not saying in a bad, like I'm not calling her a bad person or anything at all. But she doesn't read as somebody who would like give it back, you know, which is not a bad quality. Like she's not a bad person. She's dating a fucking piece of shit, you know. And so like he seems like he's just aggressing onto her because he feels like she's weak, you know. It's pretty fucked up, dude.
And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me.
I'm not trying to say it in a way that like makes you think I'm like looking down on her, you know? Like
because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video.
Okay.
And Mr. Beast had invited another streamer and he was like, "Oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me." And I was like, "Oh, well, you know, like."
Okay, so it's okay to be jealous.
Yeah, I guess.
I have insecurities like that too. I'm a fucking crybaby sometimes. Not a crybaby, but like if I'm feeling a little insecure, I'll talk to my wife. I'm a loser. I'm a wife guy, you know? So I'll talk to my wife like, I'm feeling insecure about this. I'm feeling insecure about that. What's so interesting is that like in my experience, feeling insecure about something typically leads me to make a bad decision about my content and like experiment in ways that are unproductive, which I've done before. I've done it recently. You know, we're at a point now where like my wife usually is right about stuff and how I should interact with content. So fucking annoying, but she's always right. So like I won't talk to her about it, and I'll make like a bad decision. I'm like, fucking, I'll talk to her about it. She's like, "Why'd you do that?" And then I fix it, and things get better. You know. So again, I'm just communicating. It's okay to be insecure. It's okay to be a little bit of a whiny bitch about it sometimes too, because I am sometimes. But it's not okay to have a fucking rage meltdown about it.
I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
That's insane.
Then at home.
That's fucking. That's insane. I just like mope around and I'm like, I'll eventually talk to my wife about it. Like, fucking, that's just, with somebody in the car too. You have no respect for your own life in that moment. But like, you can't even have respect for somebody else's life. I mean, there's a level of entitlement there that's fucking insane.
Other things would happen, like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt insecure.
What the fuck?
There was a time that
What the fuck is wrong
I
with
walked
you?
into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because
What?
because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better. So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, this is fucked up. I mean, like, the horrific abuse aside, she can't even be proud of herself. And she doesn't even have her partner, who's supposed to love her and support her, be proud of herself either. And in the worst way. It's not like he's like, oh, like, he's not even like, oh, I feel, oh man, I'm doing worse and I feel bad about it, but I feel good for you. Nah, we don't even get that's like the bare minimum. We don't even get that. We get like, I'm violently angry at you because you're why I'm not doing well. That's what we're getting. And so there's like so many different levels of the situation where she's getting like physically abused, emotionally abused, and completely unsupported. And like the person that's supposed to be her best friend, which she said he was at that point, isn't even proud of her. Imagine your own best friend and partner not being proud of you. That's fucked up. And not even feeling bad about it. Do you think that he was like, oh man, I'm so sorry, I'm feeling so selfish? No, he was driving in a car at 150 miles an hour, ready to take both of them out. Because he was so insecure about how fucking horrible, like, about what? About viewership. About making millions of dollars a year still. You know? When all really he had to do was bot anyway. Honestly, if you want to be fucking real, he could have just botted 10,000 viewers, and none of this would have mattered. You know? So, it's fucking crazy.
And it just felt like a very rough situation to be stuck in because, I mean, streaming is my hobby and my job. Like, it's a huge part of my life, even before, you know,
that's her career too.
Met him and became like a...
And it probably feels good to get a bunch of like thousands of viewers, you know. Well, I mean, it does feel yeah, I know it does feel good to get a lot of viewers. We'll say it like that. And she can't even feel good about herself, even when it's like a good time to feel good about herself. Even when she gets an accomplishment for doing well, she can't feel good about it because her boyfriend thinks that she's a piece of shit for it. It's fucking horrible.
Larger creator. And I remember thinking all the time how it felt like he hated me, but he still wanted me around for his channel and like his thumbnails and everything.
Damn.
And this is still before I moved out. There was a time where...
Jesus Christ.
It was the tension in the house was so unbearable.
Yeah.
That I would sneak out and I would sneak into Esfan's house.
Who else was in the house? I'm just curious at this time. Was it just them?
Using my code. And Esfan didn't know why I was doing this. He saw me a couple times. I'd be like, oh, I'm just gonna go take a nap in your guest room. He'd be like, yeah, that's fine.
He probably knew something was going on. But like didn't really know what was going on, you know? And frankly, it's not really his story to tell. Because there are probably some people that know some stuff about Mizkif and stuff. This is one of those situations where it's like an abusive person. I'm fairly convinced. I believe her. Frankly, you know, it's always possible that she's lying. I guess I like to stay skeptical, you know, sometimes forcefully, but I tend to believe what she's saying. But this is another thing that like an abusive person can hide behind, because it's really like if you're respectful, you would respect that this is her story to tell if she wants to or not. And that means that if you're an abusive person, you get to basically hide behind that. Because if you have control of the person with the story, then you have control of whether it gets released or not. Because it really is their business. If they never want this to come out, that's their prerogative. It's their trauma. It's their right to have or dictate, you know, the interaction with that and when you want to tell something. But you basically get to weaponize that as well. I don't know if it's explicit. Mizkif seems like an extraordinarily unintelligent person, so I don't even know if he knows that. But this is just like the unintended consequence, which I guess for him is a positive, and at least at that point it was.
I would sneak into Esfan's house just to have some time of like peace and quiet. But eventually, he figured out where I was going, and he would go over to Esfan's house to keep telling me off.
What the fuck? In front of him?
And there was a time that he did it, and I was laying in the guest room bed, and one of the roommates in that house had come to see like why I was crying, and they were standing in the corner, and he came in, and he was very physically aggressive. He was like, Emmy, like, what are you doing? Like, angry. And then as soon as he turned and saw this other person standing there, he instantly, like, deflated and changed his tone. He was like, oh, Emmy, I was wondering where you were. Like, are you coming home? And that roommate, like, later asked me about it, and they were like, what the fuck was that? Like, are you okay? And I was just like, oh, it's nothing, because I felt like a lot of the reason that I didn't tell the people around me was because I felt like no one would understand, or even if they understood, it would just be a burden to them.
Yeah, and also, again, she expressed that he was her best friend, and she probably loved him at that point, too. And if she's afraid of saying that, she shouldn't feel stupid about it, because that's a very normal human thing. I don't know, the fact that he would deflate after seeing somebody, he would snap out of the anger. I mean, it seems like it's much more intentional than just some, like, outburst. You know?
Because all of our streams and social circles and communities are so intertwined, I was like, maybe it's just better for me to deal with this and, like, hope things get better, basically. I honestly don't even remember what the final straw was that I finally was like, okay, it's time to go. Like, I prepared the house that I lived in before this one.
I'm surprised she did, because this is like an actual situation where, like, he could have killed her and it would have been horrible. And frankly, as I listen to her talk, I what I see is I see somebody that's downplaying her own story. Like, I don't even think that she's not even at the emotional level of the story, because, like, again, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, but, like, she mentioned he was her best friend, and that's her partner. I guarantee you that she, like, loved this guy a lot, and, like, she's not mentioning that, and that might just be really upsetting and triggering to her. But I guarantee you that she's downplaying the way that she feels rather than overplaying it, you know? But yeah, I think that she's downplaying. I think that she's, and then, like, not in, like, a bad way, in a way where she, I mean, it probably is already bad and, like, hard enough to feel it, you know what I mean? Unleashing, like, a lot of this traumatic energy she's had pent up for years.
And, like, pretty much immediately after the, like, breaking the front door thing happened, but I was still, like, scared and unsure. So I don't remember what the final straw was.
The fact that he didn't have the door repaired after he broke it is also very strange. Like, why did he leave it broken? He has the money to fix it, or fix it yourself. Was it, like, supposed to be a reminder? Did he just not care? You know what I mean? Like, what is the reason for that?
But I remember the day I took Cheddar to the house, because he just randomly started, like, screaming at Cheddar and was like, get that fucking cat out of my house. So I just grabbed Cheddar and put him in my car and grabbed his litter box and took him there, and I just left him there and never took him back to that house. And then I think, like, within several days after that was when I finally moved out. It was on very short notice.
It sounds like it sounds like she likes animals a lot, God bless, and that, like, the threat onto the, like, her cat was the thing that really, like, broke the, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back here.
Like I said, I don't even remember what the final straw was because so many things happened, but there was a time when I just knew. I called some movers. I said, hey, can you come tomorrow? And they're like, yeah, and then...
I'm just, like, grunting a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just, like, acknowledging. That's how usually I acknowledge when things are said. Sorry.
I literally moved the next day.
That's good that she got out. Again, I'm surprised that she actually, like, got herself out. Like, a lot of times people get trapped in these situations.
Moving out into the last house that I lived in was a huge step mentally, because, like I said, a big part of why I moved into the first house in Texas in the first place was because I felt like it was the safest option for me, because, you know, I am a girl where it's, like, kind of scary for me to be living alone.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it was very hard, and at the time, even though, like, all these other things had already happened, I was very hopeful that me and him could be cordial and, like, eventually, like, things would be fine. I'm
surprised, like, this is gonna sound fucked up. I'm surprised. There has to be so much more to this, because she gave us a couple of key events as to why she moved out, but it feels like, especially with, like, the degree in which he is abusive and the way that this situation flowed, I don't know if I can articulate it, but it seems like this is maybe 15% of what actually happened behind the scenes of, like, how abusive he was to her. Because to me, and you know, from the past stories that I've just, like, seen in general, it's usually, like, a lot more that motivates somebody to, like, finally be able to feel like they've hit their capacity to leave. Like I get up and like I have to go. Like this is too scary. I mean, what she told us were pretty intense events. I feel like there was more build up to that. Again, I think that she's downplaying what happened to her, which makes sense. It's probably too hard to talk about all of it, but I feel like we're getting a fraction, in my opinion, of what Mizkif actually did.
And at least publicly, like for stream reasons, that, you know, everyone could just keep streaming like nothing had happened. And, you know, at the time I thought that would be the best thing to do. And I felt like if I, you know, separated myself from him without explaining anything, people that watched us wouldn't understand and would attack me. I was yeah, I mean, it ended up happening anyway, so.
Jesus Christ.
So, but
Is she saying that she got attacked when she left the house? Like people were like harassing her over it?
yeah. After I moved out, we, like I said, still kept in contact. I had hoped that somehow things would get better.
Well, I mean, he's probably going to want to keep in contact too, to check in on her to see if she's ever going to come forward with like all the horrific shit that he's been doing to her.
He would always beg for me to come back, and he would promise therapy and change. And
then why promise therapy? Go to a therapist. Why do you need to promise therapy? This is my thing. Here's what I think. Again, a lot of speculation. I don't think that he cares about her. I don't think this is a hot take. I think probably everybody agrees with me. I think it's all about controlling the narrative. Oh, come back and live with me so I can control you and control the narrative. I don't want you to ruin my career.
like even talk to other people and like kind of present like, oh, I want to change. I want to be better for Emmy or whatever, you know?
So go to a fucking therapist. You know, not for nothing. Like, did he go to an actual therapist? Because if he did, here's the thing, that could be his saving grace. Yeah, after all this happened and she moved out, I started seeing a therapist once a week, and since this moment, I've tremendously worked on my anger problems with a therapist. If that happened, like I could go into his response and be like, okay, and you would see evidence of that in his response because he would have like a meaningful like, yeah, this is what I did, and that was fucking disgusting, and I hate myself for that. You don't need to promise. I'll go see a therapist. Just see the fucking therapist, pussy. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, just go see a therapist and go work on your shit. If you know, it's not like you don't have the money. Go to the actual therapist. Yeah, that he didn't anywhere. Yeah, because he doesn't care. He doesn't actually care to change. He doesn't actually see his behavior as a problem, or else he would have actually went to a therapist and like actually taken care of his shit. You know?
Oh, there was a short period in October where we had broken up because, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter now. And when that happened, I honestly felt relieved because I was like, okay, finally. It's
so she moved out before they broke up. Interesting.
Like on his terms, so that
or maybe not. Maybe I'm just like jumbled with the timeline.
Means he'll be satisfied and he'll be able to say it was his choice.
Yeah.
And he'll leave me alone. Because whenever I would try to push for it, it just felt like I couldn't like really sever it, if that makes sense.
Well, if he can't even tolerate her being a bigger content creator than him, then he's not going to be able to tolerate, you know, her leaving or her breaking up with him, you know, especially not like publicly narrative.
But I mean, obviously,
it's fucking. Oh fuck yeah, you're right. She brought up sexual assault. Fuck, dude, that's fuck. It's gonna be heavy when we get there.
Hence, me doing the stream. That was not the end of.
Sorry, I wasn't like laughing. I paused the recording to acknowledge a membership thing. So sorry, I do that sometimes. So if my tone changes like weirdly, it's because of that. All right.
End of it. A week after this breakup, he asked to come over to my house and talk for closure. He came to my house and I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to try to distance myself from him. He, so yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch.
Wow, he made her cry and now he's trying to comfort her, huh? Wow, that's horrible.
And holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with. But I let him hold me while I was crying. And he started kissing me in my face and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then, suddenly, he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And, I screamed. Yeah. And when
What the fuck would even make you... Sorry, I'm gonna get angry, but what would even make you want to have sex with somebody? Well, let's be clear. What would make you want to rape somebody in this situation, but with somebody who's crying? What is a turn on about that to you? What the fuck?
when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like. And instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, "I feel weird now. I feel like I did something wrong. I have to go." And he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Wow, silver lining, guys. He didn't want to fully commit to the rape. So, what a guy. What a great guy. I don't really understand why you're getting turned on by this girl, like, crying like this. What's making you so turned on by him? Excuse me, by her. She's crying, and you're having an emotional conversation about your breakup. And that's the time that you're like, oh, this is my chance to make a move? Like, holy fuck. What the fuck is wrong with you? There's a lot of comments from LSF saying he misread a situation. I mean, here we go, guys. Hey, you didn't fully do it. You didn't commit to the bit. Good job for the bare minimum. Why would that turn you on? Why would you even be in a situation where you would be turned on enough to want to go? What's to misinterpret? She's crying. What the fuck? That's fucking crazy. It's not even like a good cry. It sounds like they're having a bad cry. There's such thing as a good cry. They're having a bad cry. They're crying. She's not like crying because she's so happy because you just had proposed to her. Oh my God, that's a good cry. You guys are having like a really tough conversation about your like relationship and everything. And it's like, yep, this is getting me going. What the fuck? That's fucking disgusting.
Without checking if I was okay or anything. And at the time, I was still making excuses for him, and I was still afraid of causing trouble for other streamers around us, or like, you know, making things weird for viewers. I know that probably sounds crazy, but like I just felt this pressure, like I had to try to keep things together, if that makes sense. I felt like I'd caused trouble for so many other people if I ever said anything bad about him.
That's
or if
crazy.
I caused rifts in
I feel terrible for her that she feels that way about it.
our friend group or streamer group. I tried to stay on good terms with him and hold everything in, and also I still cared about him a lot, and I still at that point had hope that things would get better.
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, she loved him a lot, even after they broke up. I wonder if part of her was like, I didn't even want to break up with her, but she felt like she had to because she felt like she was in danger, you know? But that makes sense. That's like one of the fucked up situations when it comes to like being abused in this way, is that like abusive people, this is going to sound fucked up, but even abusive people have good qualities to them. And so I'm sure that there was stuff behind the scene that made Mizkif a really great guy. And it might have only been 1% of the time that Mizkif was a disgusting piece of shit. And that's why she has these conflicting feelings about him. And it's fucking terrible. And like I said, like he can even weaponize that and be like, oh, that was a different version of me. I'm so sorry. I was so bad. I'll work on myself. I'll go to therapy. Never went to therapy, of course, because it was all bullshit. But you don't know that, especially if you're a good person and you listen to it and you're like, okay, he can still get better. He can still be a better person. I know he's not, this isn't define him. You know what I mean? There's a lot of complicated feelings. And then even if you come forward about something like this, there's like the potential like feeling of shame of like, I can't believe I removed his ability to get better, right? That could be like a mental perspective to have. That's what makes these things so complicated for the person being abused. Well, there's an additional layer of like, they were together for how long and he misread a situation of like a sexual situation with her. That makes very little sense to me.
And that, you know, he would improve.
Yeah.
And he'd also always hammer into me how he never physically abused me because he never hit me.
Well, he was throwing things at her.
And he would coach me and tell me to tell people or other streamers who were asking about it.
Sounds like he's taking accountability for being abusive, guys. You know, not for nothing, if he actually took the therapy, he would know that what he was doing was abusive.
Concerned, he would say, tell them that I never hit you. Make sure that they know that I never hit you.
Okay. I don't know, man. I feel like sometimes the psychological torture is worse than the physical stuff. That's what I mean. What? Her entire life is like wrapped up into Mizkif's fucking web. Whether all of it is intentional or not, or only some of it is intentional, it doesn't really matter. We're not talking like it would almost be better for if she was getting beaten by him, and it's not good. It's horrible and disgusting. But like we're not talking about like, oh, my husband hits me sometimes. We're talking about like, hey, I'm with a guy who started off as a bigger streamer. We got together. He has a lot of social influence with his fans. He also has a lot of private social influence with different people. He's willing to steamroll me. People are not willing to come forward because S-Fan probably knew what some stuff was happening. And again, that's for her thing to come forward with. But they don't even feel comfortable enough privately standing up to him. Like he has her in a tremendous position of power, So like, okay. Jesus Christ.
Around the same time, this was during OnlyFans 2, so I guess like December.
Is it like the hardcore WoW shit?
He would often message me in the middle of my streams and berate me
Jesus.
for things like playing the same class as him in WoW because he thought it would make people think that I was better than him.
Okay. Sorry. All right. What? Why don't you just get good, bitch? Not her. It's Mizkif. Why don't you just get good, bro? What? You're afraid somebody's gonna... Okay. That's so... It's just so... How weird is that? Why is it that... Because this is like the second time. Why is it that when somebody exists in a similar space to him and he feels threatened, his response is to berate them and try to bring them down to his level instead of push himself up to their level? Like, she's getting more viewership than me. All right, I gotta berate her and bring her down to my level. Oh, so I think someone's playing a World of Warcraft character better than me. I gotta bring her down to my level. Shouldn't your motivation, your responsive motivation to be like, oh, my feelings are hurt, I gotta get better than that person. Like, you have to go, they're here, and you want to go here. You're not here, and then you take them down to here. There's just something very, like, that's just a mentality that I'll never understand. What the fuck?
And again, like I said earlier, I felt like I was stuck in a constant loop where I had to perform well to not be thrown away, but if I performed too well, I was going to be punished. And I actually wanted to show some of those messages.
All right, let's...
Because obviously a lot of these things, yeah, I'm not going to fully read these out because I honestly just don't want to read them out, but I feel like I want to show them to, like, kind of...
I'll read them out.
Show what I'm saying.
I can read. Sometimes. Alright, I'm just going to start reading them as they hit up on the screen. And I'm also old, so guess what, guys? We're taking screenshots. I'm fucking old as dog piss. I'm not that old, but... Alright, this is to Mizkif. Emiru. I'll say E. But how do you know it's not just someone who doesn't follow, LOL? Yes, I'm still waiting to be DPS, but for dungeons I have to tank. Were they both playing a warrior, or are they both playing a druid? You really don't, like you don't. How can I not tank in dungeons? You straight up don't have to because you're a DPS, question mark? My group didn't have other warriors. Okay, they're warriors. Yeah, I know where this is going, and I'm not dealing with it. I asked for a boundary, and it's always crossed. You don't know boundaries? What the oh, okay. I'm gonna fucking world. I'm gonna allow myself to be immature and WoW rage right now because this situation is so fucked up. I actually want the break to WoW rage here. They're playing classic WoW. You stupid motherfucker. Fury Warrior is the meta tank in classic WoW. Just so that you guys are aware, in classic WoW, warriors can tank or DPS. The meta tanks are Fury Warrior. Fury Warriors that are like 11 spec'd into prot so that they can get a cooldown to give them more health. That's it. So just like him being like, I'm insecure, you'll be better than me at the game. This shows that you're bad at the game. You know what I mean? Like, it shows you're bad at the game. You're fucking melting down, talking about you literally throw things at her and scream and slam doors. And you're like, my boundary is that you cannot tank. Well, apparently you can't tank. Because the meta tank is a DPS. And I'm assuming it's a 5-man fucking dungeon. And even a DPS warrior is going to need to tank in a 5-man dungeon. Okay. Guys, don't cross my boundaries. What a loser. Like, what a boundary. Oh, yeah, well, you know, because you're tanking in the game when I'm actually the tank, I'm going to throw water bottles at you. Wow, incredible. Great. So we know that he's not good at games, just to be clear. Sorry, not. I mean, like, listen, that analysis made me feel better. It's something to distract ourselves. Question mark, question mark. How can I not tank as a warrior in dungeons? Because you aren't a tank? When I said I don't want to be tank, I meant I don't want to tank in the raid, which is still true because I don't know what I'm doing. You do not need to tank dungeons. So now I'm going to get so much shit nonstop. Why would you get shit? Don't ever pull aggro. Emmy is better. Emmy is this. I can't have anything, Emmy. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening here? Like, not for nothing, but like in the fucking classic WoW, you have 40-man raids. Do you know how many tanks you need in a 40-man raid? Like 2, maybe 3, depending on the boss. Okay, you have 40 people in that raid. Dungeons are 5-mans, which means you need, like, comparatively, you would need, like, 8 tanks in 5-man dungeons. Why the fuck wouldn't she tank? Is she supposed to sit there for an hour and a half finding a group for a tank because she doesn't want to tank? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Especially since, again, typically you will DPS as a tank. Okay. This guy's an idiot. Holy fuck. I thought Pirate Software was bad.
And, I am planning to probably post the VOD of this somewhere, so if
Oh my god, this guy's such a baby. He can't even, like, play a video game. Like, this is just so sad, dude. Oh my god, he's such a loser. Emmy is better. Emmy this. I can't have anything, Emmy. You just take. You take. You're better at a video game. Okay. I don't understand what you want me to do. Not tank. Just that simple. What the fuck does that even mean? You already played warrior when I told you to. We're going to get compared. Don't pull. I'm going to pull aggro because I'm a warrior. No, you're not. Another warrior can tank. Why? Why wouldn't she just tank? What the fuck? What a waste.
you know, you want to read this later, that's fine.
It's insane the shit that he gets fucking, like butthurt over.
I guess.
This is actually unhinged behavior. The shit he's fucking tilted at is just ridiculous. I didn't have another warrior in any of my groups today, and no warriors wanting to join. Girl with 27k, I'm assuming that's the viewership, so now he's bringing that up because he's self-conscious about it. Couldn't find a warrior. You can every time. You just want to tank. I know what you're doing right now, and I'm not dealing with it. There were no warriors asking to join. Why is it bad for me to pull in dungeons? Because now I'm going to get compared nonstop, because now people are just going to say you're better. Because I told you this when you first told me you want to play warrior, and it's already happening, and you just don't know, you just don't care about this stuff ever. There's no boundaries with you. What the fuck? There's no boundaries with you because she wanted to play a video game. Oh my god.
And again, this was all happening while I was live. You can literally go find the stream and see me try.
This is pathetic, dude. Oh my god. Again, why is Mizkif's entire thing, when he feels like someone's better than him, he doesn't try to rise to the occasion and be better than them. He tries to bring them down to his level and, like, destroy them. He's like, that's pathetic. Dude, don't dude me. I asked for one thing with you. Don't be a tank. And now what are you doing? Now you're tanking. What can I do? What am I supposed to do? Don't tank. Yep, there it is. I'm playing the game. Tank Emmy. Do it. Let them handle all the hate. Let me handle all the hate. All the hate from being... Dude, that's insane. Especially since, like, it's selfish to not tank 5-mans. In classic WoW, if you have the capacity and ability to tank. Just to be clear, so.
Trying to deal with this while I'm live in the middle of a dungeon, trying to just play the fucking game.
Also, Druids can 5-man tank, and they can actually 40-man tank too. In classic WoW, it's actually the meta for some fights, especially if they can't deal crushing blows. So, or whatever the other one. Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys. The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparison, since nobody will be on my side. Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to be a tank, and you didn't listen. And now it's classic. It's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. Dude, this guy fucking, like, actually abuses her, and he's melting down over her playing a fucking tank. Oh my god. Like, if you're good at the game, why don't you just have the mentality of, like, oh, play whatever you want. No one, like, I'm going to be better anyway. This is true. I'm the best. This is fucking insane. The amount of anger he's getting over this is fucking insane. It's insane. Holy fuck.
Oh fuck, I think I...
Why did people ever watch him? He's not good at video games. Very clearly, you could tell he's not good at video games. He's very insecure. What was the pull to Mizkif? Was he just one of the first people? And he was like frat bro-y? And like that's all the like the popular streamers are just like frat bros? Is that why people think Asmongold's a breath of fresh air? Because he's like the antithesis of a frat bro? Like, like what is happening? Yeah, and by the way, just because you set a boundary doesn't mean it's reasonable. Your boundary of don't play the same class as me in World of Warcraft because I don't want people to think you're better than me is not a meaningful, reasonable boundary to set. Don't tank when there needs to be a 5-man tank because I'm a crybaby is not a reasonable boundary to set. Hey, don't scream and yell and slam doors and throw water bottles and phone at me and don't give me a black eye. Don't do those things. That's a reasonable boundary, you know? Unironically, that's what it is. That probably is what it is, yeah.
Tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hate, the criticism, that you're worse than Emmy's. The Emmy is so much better. The people saying you're better in every chat. The comparison says nobody will ever be on my side.
I mean, this is incredibly damning. This is fucking insane. This is insane. There's no context that will help him.
Let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you not to become a tank. You didn't listen. And now it's the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this. And like I said, you can go find the stream. But for context, I was playing Warrior in World of Warcraft in like a level 24 dungeon. It was like Silverpine.
What?
Like,
Holy fuck. They're not even max level. Dude, it's insane that I assumed that they were max level. It's even less justifiable not to tank when you're leveling up. You're level 24? Come on.
it was just like, it wasn't even like, it was like dog shit gameplay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, so, yeah.
But I'm also gonna still maintain that Fury tanking is. I liked Fury tanking like low, like in the level 20s, by the way. So, what the hell was that she just showed?
Yeah.
What is this? Your fucking credit score? I don't even know if I can zoom in on this. Oh yeah, I can't. Okay, I don't know what the fuck that was. I can't. I don't know what that is. What is this? What the fuck? Okay, apparently she explains what it is in a second, so I'm being stupid.
Yeah.
Does she run like his message through AI or something to see if it's actually written by him?
Read that later, I suppose. If
Did he send her an AI apology letter? That's not true, right? That would be insane.
Like I said before. Shit, hold on. I was constantly trying.
Does this guy send her a fucking AI, fucking generated thing?
So hard to compromise with him because I wanted to be cool and I wanted us to be able to coexist in the same streaming sphere.
Yeah.
But I felt like I could never win, and he hated my whole existence. Like ever since that one stream where I had like a little bit more viewers than him.
Well, she had a bit more, just to be clear. 20 to 25. That's a substantial 25% increase. And then 30. That's a 50% increase on him. So, fuck you, Mizkif.
And he would say that it was my fault that his stream was dying because most of his viewers liked me, and whenever he hit on another girl, they would be confused or not take it seriously because they knew that me and him were together privately.
Oh. Has he tried not being a scumbag piece of shit?
And he said if he would be able to
I'm surprised that his viewers were upset that he was cheating on her.
hit on other girls and convince them that it was real, he would get his career back. That was like started within the last couple of weeks that we spoke to each other. He started saying terrible things to me about other streamers in Austin. In particular, one specific streamer who I know there's a lot of people that know he has beef with certain streamers. It was not one of those streamers. It was someone who to this day has been nothing but nice to him. He would say horrible things about this person, like about them in their stream, and it was very hard to listen to. And just in general, he would say horrible things about other streamers in Austin, like, I quote, "I hate everyone here. You are all useless to me. You're worthless to me because it does nothing for my stream anymore to collab with any of you." And him saying that was the final straw for me. The day that he said that to me about other people was the first day that I ever, for the first time, started to ignore his calls and messages. And
that's fucking insane. Well, what that shows is that like the only reason that he platformed other people is because he thought it would be good for his career. Like, there's no level of genuinity in this guy. It's actually fucking insane. Like, not a single bit of genuinity comes from Mizkif. He only will help people if it benefits him. And I understand as a content creator, like collaborating with people that are also successful, where like it makes sense to be like, hey, this person's successful, I want to collaborate with them. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a fine line between like, hey, I want to collaborate with successful people versus I want to weaponize people that I feel like are successful and then throw them away the second that they're not worth anything to me because they're too popular. That's even crazier.
Because of that, he even threatened to come to my house if I didn't answer.
What the fuck?
But
do what?
I did end up calling him back, and I spoke to him, and I basically told him that I felt like I could finally see things for what they were.
Wow.
And
That's
he
brave of
started
him, honestly.
panicking, and he was super apologetic, and he was saying he didn't want to lose me.
That's typically what happens. And what a shot! Like I should have been able to predict that one. So Mizkif is the guy who talks a big game and he threatens people who he feels are vulnerable, which actually I guess I did say before. And then the second they stand up to him, though, he melts. He's nothing. He's a coward. He melts. The second he melts. The second he gets any pushback, he just completely melts down. I guarantee you that he has not tried to play these fucking games with somebody who's like a more masculine, or not even more masculine. I don't want to like gender this, or that will like, I don't want to say stand up for themselves, because like she's not a bad person, but like she's the kind of person that's not going to do well around a piece of shit. Like she's not somebody that you know, and you shouldn't have to stand up to like bullies. Cringe, but true. But like the second that it happens, the second you get pushback, oh, I'm sorry.
Which wasn't the first time that he like did something like that and was like, you know, basically begging me not to leave.
It's all like a strategy. It's like, I'm aggressive. Oh, you're not falling for that? I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
But that was definitely the most extreme time.
Yeah, assertive. Sure. I just don't want to sound disrespectful to her.
And again, like I said, I always had the hope that things would be cordial, or that, you know, we could be fine with each other. So I agreed, and we agreed we were going to talk about all of that.
Jesus, he's had so many lifelines too. Honestly, if he just like stopped acting like such a piece of shit like earlier, she probably this never would have come out.
We talked about it about a week later, and instead of apologizing for anything, he basically told me that he realized he needed to go to Japan and LA to get his viewership back up, and he was basically too young to focus on friendships and relationships.
He was 26 when all this started. What does he mean he's too young? What the fuck is he taught? What?
And it was I mean, despite everything, like I said, I still cared about him, so it was still hard. And I mean, it was like a mix of feelings, you know, like I was devastated, but I was also so relieved. But because of the past incidents during like other fights,
Sure.
and times I would try to separate myself from him, past incidents during those times of him manipulating me into staying close with him and giving him more chances, sexually assaulting me, the abuse, and just him generally not being a very nice person. After that, I decided that the only solution and way for me to move forward, I made the hard decision, but I know now for sure the right one, was to finally completely cut contact with him. I knew it'd be very hard.
That's fair. That's fair. I think it's also disgusting that he's desperately trying to keep her around because he finds it to be a positive in his life in whatever capacity. But now he's going to move to Japan because I guess, I don't know, maybe he feels that Japanese girls are easier to assault or something. I don't really know, which isn't true, by the way. Obviously, he's just disgusting. I don't really know, to get his career back, whatever. And now, boop, I'm out. I don't have time to be focusing on relationships. I'm too young. I'm 28 years old, I guess. I think at this point, I'm too young. That's so young, guys, to focus on relationships. I mean, what else? You got to wait till you're in your 50s, right? And then you have to try, hit on a 20-year-old. I'm assuming that's where I'm assuming Mizkif is going to go to. He's going to be a washed-up millionaire when like 50, trying to date like 18 and 19-year-old girls. That's what he's going to end up being. That's my I feel like reasonable guess.
Hard because our careers and our communities were so intertwined, but I knew that I had to do it and that there was no other choice. So
no, it's a smart move. God bless her. It's a brave move too, frankly.
I have not spoken to him since January of this year. It's been 10 months.
That's good.
But,
wow.
You think that's the end? It is unfortunately not.
When did he go to Japan? Was he like actually 30 or 29?
I haven't spoken to him since January of this year. It only took a couple of weeks, but soon the messages started. He has attempted to contact me over 40 times individually this year in individual texts,
That's fucking crazy.
Discord messages, Instagram DMs, and phone calls.
Well, now he's afraid because he feels like the narrative's getting away from him. So.
And I'm just gonna show those.
All right, well, let's get ready, guys. I mean, apparently it gets worse from here. I don't know how. It's already pretty fucked up. It's already really fucked up. let's see. Who the fuck is Matt? Is that Mizkif's real name? I would just assume that. Hey, just to make sure you don't have recordings of me. Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, like, what the, like, that's just the biggest red flag, dude. You're more worried about her having recordings of you, which means you know you fucked up, than you are about her. Why? If you're actually trying to make a change, why? Why would the first thing here, hey, Mickey, you don't have recordings of me abusing you, right? By the way, it's not abuse because I never hit you. Although I did try to rape you that one time. But you don't have a recording of that, right? What is happening here? Is this the energy that we're getting? Like, this guy's disgusting. Jesus fuck. Like, it's not even like he made like horrible mistakes and he's trying to like hold himself accountable. He's just like doesn't want to get caught. Do you know I'm removed from everything? Why am I kicked from OTK? Nobody answering my calls and I don't want to bother you, but I'm panicking. I don't understand what's happening. Can we please communicate so I don't feel isolated and hated by my own org? Who cares? Fuck you. I just want to be okay with each other and something with our streams and lives we shouldn't have. All right, let's see what the next one is.
And at first, it started simple. Be confusing messages or like him expressing he was worried about things.
Okay, I gotta try to grab this one too. I don't think she reads these, so we definitely have to like read them ourselves, which is understandable. It's probably fucking triggering as hell just to put them up on the screen. Can we please communicate so I don't feel isolated and hated by my own org? I just want to be okay with each other and feel with our streams. And I feel with our streams and lives, we shouldn't have this feeling. Okay, so he's trying to like leverage his platform to the best he can. Okay. I came home and feel terrible. It feels so odd that I cannot talk to you or anyone, and I just know what's happening. Can you please respond? I understand and will just leave you alone, but I really would appreciate if we could talk. I won't text you again after this. I really want to talk if possible. I'm assuming that's what it is. There's a little arrow over it, so it's hard to see 100%. I don't know how much. Hold on a second. Just readjusting her current 2 messages on the screen. Got it. Wait for this. There's a new one coming up soon, I think. Dude, look at that. Look at that. I sniped it. Class act, guys. Class act. Incredible stuff. I know you don't want to hear from me, but I can't just not message you. I still care about you, I bet. If you need to talk, I'm here. If you need to talk, you're the one harassing her. I'm so sorry shit like this is happening. I'll be up all night if you need to talk. Can we please talk, Abby? I'm sorry. Can we talk tomorrow? Wow, the tactics are not working, huh? Jesus Christ. It's like I need a fucking restraining order from this guy. Does she file a restraining order? Does she file a restraining order? She should 100% file a restraining order. This guy's an actual threat. Like an unironic threat, I think. Like he's actually, I think that he's a dangerous person. And she should file a restraining order, 1000%. Hey, I found out you weren't invited to the party. I know you wouldn't want to go, but I didn't do invites. You were invited, of course, and I hope you're doing okay, and one day we could talk. Emmy, can we please talk? I really need to tell you things. I'm so sorry for the past few months. I'm so sorry for so much that happened. I need this time to be alone, but I really love you so much. Okay. I just needed to know what being alone, and I learned I need you. I don't want to be without you. I regret so much that hurt you, and I left, but I know I needed it. Yeah, okay, dude. All right. I'm pretty sure he just wants control over her. I'm pretty sure he just wants control over her. This person's like a legitimate fucking threat here, dude. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Boom. Sorry, guys. The sound just is going to have to happen. I really need to tell you things. I'm sorry for the past few months. I'm so sorry. We've already read this, but I need this time to be alone. I love you so much. I just needed to know that you're being alone, and I learned I need you. I don't want to be without you. I regret so much that I hurt you and left, but I know I needed it. He just needed the space. I know it hurt her, but he needed the space, and he's obviously the priority here. Please call me. I haven't stopped thinking about you in months. I know what I want, and it's you and only you. I've been nothing but miserable without you. I love you, Emmy, and if you take me back, I want us to be in a real relationship. I want us to go on dates, to go live together, to plan our lives. Wow. Guys, can we get back with me? I think we should do lives together, by the way. Okay. I wonder why he would bring that up. I want so much, and then the arrow's blocking it. It's incredible. Okay. Jesus Christ. I wonder if I even need to take pictures of them. My eyes are not great, so. Please, I want so much to be with you. So much with you. I want so much with you. Please just hear me out. I wrote a lot of how I feel. I've been writing so much and learned so much about myself. Just please, if you can hear me out. I love you so much, Emmy. I've been crying every night without you. Yeah, it sounds like he definitely has learned a lot as he tries to be emotionally manipulative and lead with, I love you, I need you, be together with me. Also, I made a mistake. Love you, love you, love you, please, I need you. This actually does seem like an instance of like, what is it, emotionally dumping onto her? I forget the fucking word. I'm tired, so I'm so sorry. Love bombing. Yeah. I love you so much, Emmy. I've been crying every night. Yeah, I'm sorry I've done any of this. I've been so depressed without you. Why wouldn't you lead with what you did? Hey, do you have a recording? Emmy, I love you. I love you. I did make some mistakes. I love you. No, if you actually felt bad, Emmy, the time this happened, it was really disgusting. Blah, blah, blah. You're not being vulnerable at all. Be vulnerable. If you actually love her, if you actually feel this way, be explicit about the terrible things you did and why, and like in what way. Give her evidence, and not even to give her evidence, but like don't like play the game where you're so scared. Because to me, it seems like you're just afraid and you want to have control over her so that you can have a control over the narrative. Not that you actually feel bad about it. I've been so depressed without you. Just please call me. I'll be up. I will do anything for you. I will come home from Japan right now. Can you answer me, Emmy? I just need to tell. I just at least tell me you moved on. Well, I don't think she needs to really say anything. So, because it seems like she's already communicated that. And she's like, it looks like she's crying, just like bringing these up on the screen. Jesus Christ. How many of these are there, dude? This is fucking psychotic that there are so many of these. Oh my Lord. Hey, would you be willing to talk? Hey, I know it's been a while. I just wanted to say that I'm going back to Austin next week, and I think that you and I should at least be able to talk and communicate with each other. I'm going to be doing a lot of collabs lately, and I feel a lot of collabs, and I know you've been doing a lot of collabs lately, and I feel we should be amicable with each other so it's not weird because we're both now doing a lot of collabs. Well, it says clubs, but I know what he meant. And I feel like it would be really weird considering we're both also in the same, or that we're just not talking to each other at all, have zero communication. I want to come back and for us to at least be, and I'm assuming she'll show up more after.
This is not someone who loves her.
Hey, Emmy, can I please control the narrative around you?
Cares about you.
No, of course not. Not at all. He doesn't give a fuck about her. Really weird considering we're both also in the same, or that we're just not talking to each other at all and have zero communication. I want to come back and for us to be at least okay. I don't want need to talk to you about anything in terms of relationship. I just want to talk to you in terms of business and also just overall collaboration. So I think we should have a conversation. If you can call me sometimes this week, I think it would be great. Hope you're doing well. If we can't communicate and we're just going to continue to not talk, this is only going to get weirder and weirder as we're both invited to the same things constantly, and we are both involved in Austin activities. Is best for both of us. Wow, sounds like a great business decision to, interact with your abuser, right? Jesus, how many more of these are there? Can you please answer my phone? All right, that's a Discord message. We don't have to. We don't have to make that one. We don't have to maximize that one, guys. Don't worry. Okay, I gotta wait. I gotta maximize this one. I'm sorry. I can like barely read it. I feel like I'm at the fucking eye doctor right now. They're gonna blow puffs of air into my eye. Mizkif, I'm sorry. Not a day has gone by in these last 4 months where your final words to me don't go haven't echoed in my heart. What? What the fuck? What? Not a day has gone by in these last 4 months where your final words to me don't go haven't. Oh, she said don't go. Haven't echoed in my heart. I walked out your door thinking I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I told myself I needed to be alone, and I had missed out on being single in my 30s. What? I convinced myself I needed space, freedom. What are you? In his 30s? Isn't he only 30? Okay, don't care. How old is this fucking guy? Is he grandpa status? He's 30 now. Maybe he meant his 20s. I guess who gives a fuck? I convinced myself I needed space, freedom, distance, but the truth is I was afraid of commitment, afraid of what it meant to truly let somebody in, even someone as beautiful and as kind as you. Aw, that's so sweet. Wow. So I tried to protect myself in the worst way possible. I pushed you away. I told myself just lies to justify it. What is this guy watching Riverdale? Like, dude, this is not how people actually feel. This is how people feel when they watch a lot of soap operas. This is not real. This is not actual human emotion. This is somebody who's trying to emulate what he thinks human emotion is because he watches a lot of TV. This is not real. I tried to push you away. I really loved you so much. It's weird, dude. Be like, listen, I was a fucking piece of shit to you, and I hate myself for that, and it's really terrible. And I'm so sorry for that. If you never want to talk to me again, I understand. That's what you say. And then you don't message her back, and maybe one day she'll message you. But he doesn't care about that. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that he was a piece of shit to her. He just cares that he's feeling out of control of his own life. And he likes to constantly grab control of his own life by grabbing control of other people. I said I was bored. I said a relationship would hold me back. I said I didn't want to be with just one person. But those weren't truths. They were shields. Whoa. I put up to avoid facing my fears and the parts of myself I hadn't healed. And I'm doing that. I lost you. What the fuck? And in doing that, I lost you. What the fuck is this? Hey, it sounds like he's immature and wanted to fuck a bunch of girls. I wanted to fuck other girls. Just say you're immature. I was an immature piece of shit. What the fuck are you talking about? What? What the fuck is this? This is actually insane behavior. Let me tell you. The last 4 months have been the hardest of my life. Whatever people may see on the outside, online or anywhere else, know this. I've been lost without you. I miss you every single day. I've cried more times than I can count just thinking about your smile, your laugh, and the way you said a merp. Or the way you say merp. Or make those little sounds when you were happy. I even had to unfollow you at one point, not because I wanted to forget you, but because seeing you reminded me so painfully of how badly I messed up. Well, isn't that wouldn't that mean you want to forget about her? Because, okay, I don't care. I love you, Emmy. I always have, and I know now I never stopped. I know our time together was far from perfect. My mental health weighed heavily on both of us. Is mental health. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, mental health can contribute to you being, like, more abusive of a person. You know? Like, when I've been toxic with my partner, like, things weren't great. I was working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. I was like a sole financial provider. I had a lot of stressors. Of course, it doesn't take away from bad behavior. It doesn't justify doing bad things. You know what I mean? Now, this situation, there's no mutual back and forth, you know? I don't think Emmy's stealing his debit card, but you know, it's pretty fucking. This is just a downplay. Oh, my mental health made me throw things at you and slam doors and do this and do that. Your mental health? What the fuck are you talking about? Holy fuck, dude. I'm happy I'm like 35 years old and not super popular because I like, what the fuck's going through your brain? Like, you probably stopped maturing the second he got popular, and he's just like a fucking, I mean, I don't know if I use the word narcissistic, but I think that this is probably a pretty good example. You're just a fucking you're just like a self-centered individual, like a really horrifically bad person that's prioritizing yourself and just downplaying everything, you know? Merp. I'm sorry for what I put you through. You carried more than you ever should have had to, but I'm working on myself now, really working. I've started treatment. Treatment how? You going to a therapist? I'm on Lexapro and, okay, I'm on drugs. I don't care. And for the first time in a long time, I feel clarity. My emotions aren't running wild anymore. I think more clearly. I feel steadier. I'm learning to be the man you always believed I could be. Okay. Great. Of course there's more. Holy Jesus Christ. Oh my God. This is crazy. This is horrible. This is honestly terrible. And now I can see things clearly. I know this without a shadow of a doubt. You are the love of my life. Okay. Every night we spent watching shows, every silly conversation about cheddar. Every time, I like that he could spell cheddar correctly, but he can't fucking spell probably correctly before. Every time I walked into your room as you were about to go live, I cherished it all. You brought color and joy into my life in ways I didn't fully appreciate until I lost it. And I hate that I let fear and pain and pride blind me to how lucky I was to have you. Emmy, if you still have any space in your heart for me, I would spend the rest of my life making things right. Loving you the way you always deserve to be loved. This time, fully, I am leaving for LA, but I would make it work with you, even if we can start small. It's always been Matt and Emmy, and it still could be if you have me. Dude, this is disgusting. Jesus Christ. Also, I don't think that he could spend the rest of his life trying to make up for it. He doesn't seem like the kind of person that's actually made any meaningful change or grown. Or though, maybe he'll have an amazing response. We'll watch that after. Maybe he'll have an amazing response. He'll be such a nice guy. And he'll be like, here are all the ways that I was genuinely wrong, instead of making excuses. Maybe he'll just have such a beautifully amazing response, guys. Holy Jesus Christ. What is what kind of message is this? Oh, these are alerts, right? These are like alerts for something else. Jesus. Let's see. This is on Instagram. Can we please talk while you're here? A simple conversation would go very far for both of us. The lack of communication is very confusing. It doesn't seem to be confusing. And I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. Good stuff, Mizkif. Oh, we got like another one already. Holy fuck. Dude, this is insane. Did she mean 40 messages, or did she mean that she had 40 screenshots? She put up a story of her looking like an elf person in a way that Dr. Disrespect says that she deserves to have weirdos going after her. Good job, buddy. Really helping yourself out on that one. Can we please talk while you're here? A simple conversation. Okay, okay, it's the same thing, but it's actually looking. Okay, she just opened the message there. Gotcha. Holy fuck. Wow. I think we already saw this one. Yeah. Okay. Thank God. Dude, look at how upset she's getting just opening the messages.
And keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying.
Well, I tell you, I believe him, because this is insane.
And it's just kind of a funny side note, I guess.
Yeah.
I would like to highlight this message because
okay.
It doesn't really matter, but I ran it through the ChatGPT checker and all the highlights.
Is this something we've already read?
Like I said, doesn't really matter.
Is this something we've already read here? Not a day has gone by. Oh yeah, yeah. This reads as like a sitcom. This is like ChatGPT. Can you write me what they would say on a soap opera? Yeah.
And all the highlights. Like I said, doesn't.
I wouldn't doubt he used AI. He seems like a piece of dog shit. So
doesn't really matter. I just thought it was interesting.
This is crazy, man.
But yeah.
Wow.
Like I said at first, the messages were just simple things, like him saying he was worried about things or saying no one was talking to him, which I don't think was even true at the time. I think he was just saying that to try to guilt me into responding to him.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%. I agree with that, 1000%.
I'm not sure about that, of course.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that everybody. Yeah, I think that she's her intuition is definitely on par.
This also extended to in-person interactions, because initially I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through private communication, and we would be fine.
He doesn't exactly seem like somebody who respects boundaries, honestly. So
the same events and parties and such.
I love how his biggest grievance is like, she played a warrior and I told her not to. And her biggest grievance is everything he's ever done to her because he's a horrible person.
I also had to start... Hold on, I'm still fucking sick.
When I'm sick, I hate water. I'm always drinking like a soda. It's fizz, makes me feel better.
I made the mistake of thinking that I only had to cut him off through personal, private communication. But I also had to start avoiding going to the same parties or places I was worried he'd be in person.
That makes sense.
Because this was after he came back from his first trip to Japan. There was a party that I attended several months after I first went into contact with him. I was aware that he would be there, and I thought it'd be fine. I thought it wouldn't be a big deal. I thought I'll just let him have his space, I'll have my space, you know, it's not a big deal. We're adults, right? During this party, I felt like he was following me around and monitoring me, but I thought that I was just being paranoid. I was like, it's probably just in your head. I was hanging out with Nick and Kachi and a couple other friends. And at some point, Nick was like, it's too fucking loud down here, let's go upstairs. No one's upstairs. Let's just go, you know, chill in a room and like talk where it's not so loud. And I was like, okay. So they as a group went upstairs first without me, but it took me a bit longer to get up there because someone like stopped me and was talking to me. And I did feel like, I mean, he was like standing pretty close to that person. I felt like he was watching me, but again, I thought I was just being paranoid. But I went upstairs, I was hanging out with Nick and Kachi and, you know, our other friends. And then about 30 minutes later, the room that we're in, the door opens. It's Miz. He opens the door.
Hey, it's Cheddar.
Makes eye contact with me, goes, ooh. And then closes the door and leaves. And I was like, what the fuck?
What was he hoping that she was alone so he could like have alone time with her?
Again, I was still trying my best to, you know, give the benefit of the doubt. Like, you know, maybe it's just like.
I wouldn't doubt that he was just like, well, one, making his presence known, but two, also hoping that she was by herself.
Awkward situation or something. But a couple months later, the person that he was hanging out with that night reached out to me privately and was apologizing. And I was like, why? And they're like, I just felt like I had to apologize to you because I felt so bad and so embarrassed of what was going on. Like, yes, he wanted to see what you were doing. He was saying, like, I want to go see what's upstairs, and he was checking every room. And then after he opened the room that you were in with Nick, he closed the door and started laughing. And then he just wanted to talk about, you know, how you guys broke up for the next, like, however many hours of the night. So I was like, wow.
Definitely seems
okay,
like a balanced person, yeah.
That's good to know, I guess. The next story that I want to tell involves what happened to me, Valkyrie, and Cinna earlier this year when
I know who Valkyrie is. I don't really know who's sent. There's so many different names, dude.
Were attacked at the Santa Monica Pier because that was obviously. Hold on, let me close all these fucking texts. I don't want to look at them. They're still on my desktop.
I didn't even know about this. Okay. So in March, Twitch streamers Valkyrie, Cinna, and Emiru were harassed and threatened with a death by Stalker, who was live streaming from Santa Monica Pier. Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Where was I? Yeah, so, yeah, it happened March 3rd of this year. A lot of people were talking about how me, Ray, and Cinna were attacked.
Cinna's the one from Taylor Lorenz? I still don't know who that is. What did Taylor Lorenz... Who's that?
Which was not an issue. Like, we had no issue with that. Like, obviously, it's big news. People are going to talk about it. It should be talked about. We had, like, no issues with anyone talking about it and covering it, and that included him. I was fine.
Oh, okay. The one that criticized Taylor Lorenz. Okay, gotcha. Now I understand. That's who Cinna is. Okay.
He joined in on that whole thing of people going live to talk about it. And again, I'd like to remind people at this point, we were already a couple months into me being no contact with him, making it clear I didn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah.
And so during this stream, he was covering what happened to me, Ray, and Cinna. He decided that he was going to tell more of my personal stalker stories that I've never personally talked about or shared publicly myself.
Hey guys, listen, it doesn't matter that he's violating her boundaries by talking about stories that she didn't want him to, because she violated his boundaries by playing a warrior in World of Warcraft and then tanking at level 24. So that's pretty egregious, am I right?
And one of these stories was one that, like, no one knew at all, and, like, it just felt so shitty because at the time...
Yeah, of course. Like, dude, this is what I'm talking about. There's not a single moment in this entire story that comes with Mizkif acting like a actual decent good person. Because, like, you should know not to tell somebody else's private story. Like, that's gross. Like, that's their story for a reason. It doesn't matter if you know us. Oh, I know something you don't. Shut the fuck up. Like, keep it to yourself, dude. You're going to violate somebody's boundaries. Like, they have these stories. And, like, there's a reason she doesn't want to talk about it. And you want to know what the reason is? It doesn't matter if you want to know. You don't have to know. If I had to guess, and maybe it's because she didn't want to give it attention, because then that would make that stalker feel like they got their 15 seconds of fame. Like, oh, see, they acknowledge, Or I don't know why. Maybe she just doesn't want to talk about it because it just upsets her. It's her prerogative. And I guarantee you that he knows that. He just doesn't care.
Those things happened. Like, all the people that lived in that area together, we all came together and we all kind of decided, and this was heavily pushed by him, we should never talk about this because, people are going to be weird. It puts Emmy in more danger and, gives people ideas. So we're never going to talk about it. But, of course, as soon as there's some big drama that he's not involved in and he finds a way to, bring up, oh, I was there for something that happened to Emmy, he does it.
I wonder if he just did that to be able to like put out information so he's like a cool guy that knows stuff, or if he was doing that because he wants her to know that he has other stories that he could tell. Just as like some kind of weird power flex. I don't really know.
He was on a stream talking about these personal stories of mine, and I caught wind of it. And by the way, it was also so frustrating not saying anything at this time because the way he told those stories, he kind of framed himself as like the hero. He was like, oh, I held the stalker at gunpoint.
Well, if you think about it, Mizkif is a hero. He did stop him, a person from assaulting Emiru further by stopping himself, right? Like he didn't, you know what I mean? So, I mean, he's the hero of that story, guys.
No. The only person who ever came into contact face-to-face with that stalker before the police came was Bonnie. Bonnie is the person who found that guy outside, went inside, told everyone, called the police. The police came. All Miz did was he stood far away from the front door, behind glass and metal, with a gun. Yeah, I mean, I understand. Still very scary, but why are you acting like if anyone deserves credit for that, it's Bonnie. Like, it's literally stolen valor. I'm so glad I finally get to say that because...
It's just, I mean, it's crazy to me. You'd think, like, not for nothing. We get a little maybe cringe here. A lot of the qualities he's engaging in are very toxic masculine qualities, like this heavy ego that makes him feel so insecure that he has like these anger, destructive meltdowns. I would consider that aspects of like the toxic aspects of toxic masculinity, right? But then he can't even like actually protect women when they're getting attacked. If you're going to be an abusive piece of shit, at least protect women. You know what I mean? Like you can't like, how are you only going to grab onto the toxic aspects of the masculinity and not the positive aspects, like the chivalrous, stalwart defender? You're going to put those aside, but the destroying things in the house and yelling at women and making them feel less than, you're going to grab on. Those ones make you feel good. You know what I mean? Those make you feel good. Okay.
She is the one who like kept everyone in those two houses safe, not him. Anyway,
but then again, I mean, the second he gets pushback from people, he goes, right? So
back to the original thing, the Ray and Senna stuff. I was obviously panicking. Like, I just had this horrible thing happen to me the night before. It was like huge, like public, millions of people seeing it. And
he's not even like this. That's fucking crazy, August. He's not even like the only person who could hurt this woman is me. Like, yeah, he doesn't even have that mentality. That's fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. No, but seriously, like, where's like the defender aspect of it? You want to be like, there's nothing redeemable about this shit. He's disgusting in every instance.
And then my crazy ex-boyfriend is going live talking about more of my personal stuff. And I'm like crying, and Senna and Ray are like, what's wrong? And I tell them. And I'm like panicking. I'm like, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so, I need to call so-and-so. Like these different people that I was like, they can contact him because I did not want to contact him. So, Ray, Senna, some of me and Miz's mutual business partners, and Asmongold were all messaging him to stop. And by the way, Asmongold told me that he tried to call Miz while he was talking, and it rang 3 times and then hung up, which means that he saw it. And he just wanted to be able to keep...
Yeah, he hit the FU button.
Keep talking because, yeah. Anyway, just a little note. I don't know exactly what, like, the other people said to him, but Ray and Senna told me that they were messaging him being like, bro, like, stop, what are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? And he was messaging them, who were also equally as traumatized as me, of course. They had gone through the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing wrong? I'm letting people know what, girls go through. Was that your job?
What? I mean, you could just talk about yourself being a horrible person, and if you want to talk about that, he obviously doesn't care about women, right? He's like one of the examples of like toxicity on Twitch, and like hold it like it doesn't matter if we didn't know about any of this energy he was putting out there. This energy exists always, and he's putting it out into his atmosphere when he's streaming in some capacity. People can pick up on this stuff, right? Like that's the reality here, and like this is what Twitch's problem is people like this. I don't know that he runs the platform anymore, but he was very prominent on the platform, and he had like a lot of influence, and like this is what people eat up, and that spreads. Audiences like that, they watch other people, they expect that from other people, those particular energy from other people, you know, because like people like Mizkif have a vibe to them, even if you can't tell like the explicit behavior of like being some kind of like, you know, disgusting. You could tell he's the type of person. You know, I'm not to stereotype him, but
well, anyway, yeah, that all happened a couple of months into me being no contact with him. And yeah, he was arguing with Ray and Senna while they're trying to be like, bro, like, stop, like, you're making it worse. He finished talking about my stuff and then reacted to Senna and Ray's whole stream where they were crying, addressing their communities, made sure to react to that, and then immediately went offline. So yeah, that was a terrible weekend. I got threatened to be stabbed, and then the next day, my weird ex was going live trying to self-insert so that he could make sure to farm his own clips.
That's crazy.
After that incident, his attempts to talk to me only ramped up, which I showed those texts. We went back to Japan, and during that trip, he was texting and calling me, trying to call me quite a lot, begging me to take him back. And at the same time, I heard that he was reaching out to quite a few other streamers who know both of us, and he was crying to them about how he wanted to get back together and how he thought someday we would reconnect and eventually get married.
Wow,
I think
that's not obsessive and scary at all.
I don't think he even meant that, but I hope not. But I assume he did that with the hope that they would relay the messages back to me since I wasn't talking to him.
Oh, my obsessive stalker wants to marry me. How sweet.
And, I mean, some of them did. I also had a couple other streamers report to me that he would obsessively watch my stream and not in a like, oh, I wonder what Emmy's doing right now way, or like having my stream open. Like, he would be obsessively and attentively hate watching my stream, like watching my stream and just saying horrible things almost every time that I've been live this year.
Sounds like somebody who really loves somebody.
And they tell me that he would want to discuss how he believed I still wanted him. Interesting, considering I never replied. And he would ask other guys if they thought I had slept with anyone this year. They'd be like, I don't fucking know, man. And then they told me he would say stuff like, no, there's no way she's done that. She's not like that. And she's probably waiting for me. Just really fucking gross stuff like that.
Yeah, like weird obsessive stuff. And also there's like the hint that, well, there's not really a hint. There's obviously he's trying to convince, I mean, I don't know whether she did or didn't. It really doesn't matter to him. But it sounds like he needs to convince himself that she didn't go and make herself impure. That's what I think his mentality is. He's somebody who wanted to, it seems like he wanted to be in an open relationship. He was talking about shit like that before, basically, that wanted to fuck a bunch of other girls. But no, Emmy can't do that because she's pure, right? She's saving herself for me. There's a lot of weird, like, entitlement, like, yeah, incel behavior here. Very delusional, scary shit.
And a couple of streamers in LA also told me that he was telling people that me and him still talk all the time, but we simply weren't together anymore because what? I was too mature and I was not ready. I was too immature.
Oh, she was too immature? I thought she said she was too mature. What the fuck?
But yeah, you couldn't see from the message.
Oh, so he's trying to do his best to like slowly kind of invade people's minds and make them think that like she's a bad person. Okay, got
it. I showed. I'm not sure if like, I mean, people can go back and read them. He was begging to me to take him back for the majority of this year, which was 7 or 8 months total. And like I said, some of the messages were even, I believe, ChatGPT. Not that it really matters.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Just interesting, right? As of today, it's been about 2 months since he has attempted to contact me directly. I think because about 2 months ago was when he started kind of getting scared that I might have been like, you know, telling people things, which again, I wasn't going on my way to do it, but if anyone ever asked me, I wasn't going to lie to them.
Yeah, why not? Welcome.
I mentioned this at the beginning before I started like fully telling the story. I heard from my friends, other streamers, and my employees that he had cooked up a plot that if I ever tried to talk about him, like about the abuse or anything else, he would try to go live and say that I killed my rabbits. And I was told that he approached several streamers who were around us a lot when we lived together and asked if they would basically back him up, and they refused. Obviously, they're not insane.
What the fuck? What kind of rabbits? Some of them only live 3 to 5 years. Pygmy rabbits, apparently.
And even something happened this weekend at TwitchCon. One of my employees told me he went up to them and he threatened them, saying, if Emmy ever tries to talk about me, I will destroy her. Whatever that means.
I mean, it just sounds like he has no power. And I think that this is all, it's all a bluff at this point. He has literally no power. And also, he's not even very good at being manipulative. Oh yeah, well, she better, it's like spam messaging her like 100 messages, asking her if she deleted evidence or had any evidence on him. These are all like messages we've been able to see, and now threatening her staff. What the fuck? And
within the same night, he also texted one of my best friends, and he would have known that I would have been with this girl. He texted her saying, hey, worried about her, hope she's okay.
Didn't he say that he was going to a therapist and that he was on medication? That seemed like a lie.
You know, right after he just said to my employee and other people that he was going to try to destroy my life. Yeah, all in the same night. And, yeah, that was Saturday, so that pretty much leads us to today. I feel like it's clear I've spent the last year of my life cutting him off and building a new life with people that actually care about me and doing my best to move on peacefully without causing any drama.
That's good.
I did not want to do this. A lot of people...
Yeah, I bet she didn't. Like, there's, you know, there's situations where somebody may have wronged you very heavily, but trying to, I guess you could say, rectify the wrong could just be toxic for you and be worth not even talking about. Right? Like, I think we've all been there. Like my mother-in-law, she got a divorce and that guy fucked up the house quite a bit. But it costs a few $1,000s. She could probably sue him, but like, is it worth to re-emotionally engage? I've had my issues. I paid off my ex's student loans that I stupidly co-signed. I don't know if I want to sue because I think I just want to be moved on from the energy, because it's like I feel very at peace, you know, and like re-engaging in some way like this is like you're it doesn't make you at peace. Sometimes it's better to just like, you know, for yourself to just move on. Obviously she didn't feel that way, which is perfectly valid. But like, yeah, I would believe that she didn't want to talk about this. She doesn't seem like the type of person that wants to talk about stuff, or she seems like a very private person, but he's continuously going after her. And I feel like you kind of have to stand up to a guy like this and just be like, yep, here's everything I know. And like, you know, he needs to be knocked down a few pegs.
A lot of other creators actually told me that after his other allegations in 2022, if I wasn't the first person to stand up for him and start appearing on his channel again, they do not think that they would have gone back to helping him with his content.
Interesting.
So I always tried to keep things private, always tried to make things better, had hope that things would get better, you know, tried to be supportive, and my thanks that I got for all of that was abuse and resentment. And for all of 2025, all of this year, harassment and hatred from him and his community, while he was the whole time secretly begging for me to take him back behind the scenes. I've taken a lot of steps already. As I said, it's apparent. I've taken a lot of steps to restructure my life and be a lot more careful about who I help and who I invest my time and my care into.
That's totally fair. I could definitely appreciate that. I know what that is like, yeah.
And I'm doing.
There are some people that will fucking, you put energy into them and they'll snake you. They'll snake the fuck out of you, man. It's sad shit.
A lot better now, but I felt like this was a necessary stream because, like I said at the very beginning,
yeah, she feels like someone else might be in danger.
I have heard that he has done things to other people that aligned with some of my own experiences, so I felt like it would be wrong for me to keep holding on to all this information.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know the specifics. Maybe he's dating another girl or something. But I think for a lot of people, when they're in a relationship with somebody, again, like abusive people aren't all bad. That's the That's the way they creep up on you, and they'll put up a mask too. So for Mizkif, maybe he is dating another girl, and maybe he's like really nice to her. Maybe he is, and then maybe the warning signs start to appear. But you're like, no, like yeah, that's not really him. You know, make those excuses for the person. But if you have somebody that's very credible and trustworthy that you know of, that's like, no, listen, this happened to me. Boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, you're like, oh shit. Like and when she's saying about him, I see that happening to me. I see this. Oh fuck, I gotta get out of here. And you could hopefully, what other person that might be in danger here will be able to get out before they get too emotionally invested into it. You know.
I know I stayed for way too long, and I thought that I could help.
Does Mizkif have a girlfriend?
And I unfortunately learned that I couldn't. But I worked really hard to have the life that I have now with my friends, my family, my pets, and my community. And I'm so grateful for how things are now. It was very difficult, but I'm very proud of myself for making the choices that I did to end up where I am now. And yeah, that's my story of dealing with abuse, psychological and domestic abuse, sexual assault, and stalking.
It's actually insane that not for nothing, but like in this story, she's downplaying what happened to her, and it's already horrible. This is one of the most genuine, I think, in my opinion, credible, almost effectively proven examples of somebody being horrifically abused by their partner, and she's even downplaying it, what happened to her herself, which is horrible. That's horrible for her. But at least, I think that at least she'll be able to like move on and heal from it because of like her coming forward, and you know, at least it's a positive for her. She's like, you know, I'm coming forward because someone else might be in danger, so she gets to come forward with it in a positive way, and then she'll never have to wonder, should I have done that? You know, like, should I have done that? I don't think she'll have to wonder that because she'll feel like, no, that was the right thing to do because I'm protecting somebody else.
And being threatened on if, you know, I ever talked about it. And this whole time, it's been kind of hidden in plain sight away from hundreds of thousands of people. And, yeah. I know that me saying all of this probably isn't gonna make him or what's left of his community leave me alone. But sorry, voice crack. I know talking about this probably won't make him or probably won't make him or what remains of his community leave me alone, but I'm at least glad that people will be aware of all of this now and I won't have to feel like I'm hiding a terrible dark secret anymore. And it's all out there now. And I also want to make it clear that not everyone that I interact with or that I'm friends with knew the extent of the things that were happening. And a lot of streamers didn't really know anything at all, but I mean, like I said before, people aren't stupid. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people knew that things were happening, and
yeah,
like I said, you have to remember,
well, it's like her story, so
it's not just me. A lot of people have told me that they have their own, you know, grievances with him. But for the people who did know about this, thank you for being there for me through all of this and supporting me and cheering me on. And
God bless.
And there were a lot of people as well who...
I wonder if Mizkif only surrounded himself with people that he can control, and that's why none of the men ever stood up to him. Not to be super archaic, but I mean, I feel like I know the men around me wouldn't tolerate this type of behavior. You know what I mean? That's not tolerable behavior. You know?
Even though they didn't know anything, without asking any questions, they still were very kind and supportive, and I will always remember that for the rest of my life. I also want to say, just so people know, that I'm not just trying to, like, put this out there and then, you know, I am already in the process of filing a restraining order on him.
Good that she needs to do that.
In both Texas and California.
Good.
And I also wanted to say that I would not be surprised if he tries to sue me for the stream that I did today and for coming out about him. Not because he thinks that he would win, but for PR reasons, like a slap lawsuit.
I don't think that would work.
It'd be interesting if that happened, and I wouldn't be opposed to people finding out more of the truth and things that I didn't even talk about today, and what else he's been lying about. And I'm sure there's...
Oh yeah, there might be a ton of shit that comes out.
Also plenty of things that even I don't know about. And yeah, there's more things that I didn't even talk about today, but I'm hoping that now that I have this out, this is the last time I ever have to talk about it. And I can be like, okay, I got it out there. I'm not withholding this anymore. It's out there. And, yeah. I guess that's, pretty much it. Definitely not how I would have liked to spend my Saturday.
Yeah, discovery would be crazy in that case. He would have to forfeit over any like evidence that he would have, and I imagine she might even have more than she's showing.
Okay.
And then there's other people coming forward as character witnesses. I mean, he doesn't win.
I would love to go to karaoke with my friends or something like that instead.
I would almost be afraid of like what he might do if he feels like he's in a situation where he can't, like he's like a caged animal or a cornered animal where he lashes out in a way that like would even destroy him, but he's already destroyed. You know what I mean?
A lot of people like karaoke, right, guys? Yeah. I think that's it. I'm probably gonna take some time off. I'm not sure. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the response to this all is gonna be like. I really just want to, like I said, do my best to move on from this, because I've already been doing that for a year. Like I said, I feel like that's pretty clear. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for today. I asked my editor if he would put this on YouTube for if you guys want to look at, you know, any of the things that I shared today. But like I said, all of the streams that I referred to today are public. You can easily find them. And all the people that I mentioned today gave me permission to mention them. Okay. Except I think I mentioned Mr. Beast Oops, but I mean, he's not involved.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I never thought that I would be doing this stream, so it feels really weird to have done it, and it's over now.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, well, now you guys know everything. And all the
I don't think we know everything. I think we know like the tip of the iceberg.
Things I've been holding in for the past couple years. So yeah, thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I'll be able to keep giving updates on the TwitchCon stuff, but I'm hoping to put this other chapter behind me. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel very confident that this was the right thing to do, and I don't regret any of it. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go spend time with my friends, and hopefully I will see you guys all very soon. Thank you for everything. Yep, I guess that's it. See you guys when I see you. Goodbye.
Damn. That was fucking heavy. I don't really want to play these. I don't know how much. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble for showing this, but he's like throwing things at his ex-girlfriend and shit. It's fucking insane. Actually, fucking disgusting. All right. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, we're gonna watch the Mizkif one now.